ultimate purpose is not survival. It's finding purpose in what you love. I'm pumped to be branching out and being like, hey, we're going to sit down and have a couple-hour podcast. Is it?
Is it, dude?
Jesus Christ.
Just like talk for 5 minutes. I'm like, is it though? I've always been inspired by this shit.
Dude, that pizza was so greasy.
We're in it now.
Yeah.
So you drove
Yeah, almost roughly. I mean, 2 from where I'm at, but I live 3 away.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like we were talking about, I travel a lot for music, so 2 to 3 hours it's nothing anymore.
Yeah.
It's routine.
I get the same thing with so I'm a pipe fitter.
Oh, nice.
And so like all the job sites that I go to are, I mean, anywhere from 20 minutes to like over an hour away.
Yeah,
so it just
sure.
depends on where I'm at.
Yep.
And when I talk to regular people who are like, oh, I live in this town and I work one town over, like my stepdad has a 7-minute drive to work. So
Right.
he doesn't understand that like 55 miles one way is normal for my trade.
Sure.
Like it just is what it is. That's where I gotta go. This for these next 3 months. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm definitely not doing like hours and hours of driving every day like you are.
No, and it's like I said, people ask a lot too. They're like, doesn't that suck so much? And I'm like, no, not really, to be honest with you. It's because you can clear your head a lot.
Yeah.
You get lost in a lot of things. You can just, and it keeps work separate from family and family separate from work. You don't bring work problems home where, some people might hate their job and they just bring that stuff home.
Yeah.
Or
That's
if,
huge.
if they have family problems, they bring that stuff to work. You see that with coworkers or something like that. So having that hour between, it really just like, it's your time to flip that switch.
Yeah.
I'm family mode now. I'm work mode now. So.
Yeah. I do enjoy having when Paige and I first started dating, I was working in Lake Orion and she was living in Lake Orion.
Sure.
So like I would get off of work and I could be at her house in like 4 minutes and I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Like I need to like, so I would take like the scenic route to get to her house and it'd take like 12 minutes instead of 4. And I'm like, at least I have a little bit of a reset before I go hang out with this chick. Cause I'm all like in a bad mood cause I work with a douche or whatever. And
It's funny.
yeah. But now like on average, I think I probably have at least a half hour. So like, like right now I'm in downtown Detroit and I live up here. So,
Oh, okay.
so I got like, on the way home, it's like an hour.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's good I definitely need the decompression.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong,
time.
there are times where you're just like, all right, this can stop. And like I said, when we were talking earlier, I live about 4 miles away from Lake Michigan. And so the snow where I'm at right now, it's been unreal, man.
Yeah.
It's like, as I'm driving east here, I'm just like, I see it just get less and less. I'm like, this is nice. This must be awesome. And listen, we're all Michiganders, so it's like, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
But I moved to the Lake Shore 3 years ago. And so, it comes with the territory, but the wind is what's awful coming off the lake. It just makes visibility terrible. So when that happens, my hour commute becomes an hour and a half.
Because everyone's going slow because you can't see anything. Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
And you're just like, all right, this is enough.
Yeah.
You're
Where
like-
did you grow up out on? You said you grew up in Grand
so
Rapids,
I'm
right?
from the west side of Grand Rapids originally. And I was there for about 25 years. Then I moved west to the suburbs to Jenison and I was there with my wife for about 10 years. And then we moved back to GR for about 2 years in preparation to move out to the lake because we've always been lake people.
Oh, right on.
And we always wanted to get closer to the lake shore. Like I love Grand Rapids. This is where my heart is, but I always say, I'm proud to be from, proud I got the hell out. Because really, I mean, just for me personally, it's Grand Rapids it's great. It's a great big city and a small city feel, but it's a lot of bars and it's a hospital and it's basically, that's what I call it now. It's just a big bar and a hospital, and that's not my interest anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't go, other than when I'm performing, I don't go to bars. I don't go to breweries. I don't go to do any of that stuff. That's not my scene. So I didn't really want to live amongst it.
Sure.
I want to get away from everything. And like I said, my wife and I are big beach people. So it's like, oh, let's get closer. But you also take the winters with it too. So there's that,
So you were saying off mic that because I was asking, like, you know, I offer everybody a drink or whatever, and you were saying that you've been sober for 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
How old are you? I would have thought you were my age.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm 41.
Okay. Oh, so you're only, you're only a couple years younger than me.
So yeah, it's funny. It's
I'm 32.
It's like that doesn't make sense. I was like doing the mental gymnastics in my head there for a second. I was like, wait a second.
That's my favorite thing to do is lie in the wrong direction. Be like, we went to was it at the Dave Matthews concert? I had those ladies convinced I was 48. Whatever, doesn't matter. We play games at concerts, and that's one of the that, and we lie about looking for our friends that don't exist.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we'd be like, Jeremy! And we just like yell it.
Jeremy doesn't exist.
Matheson.
There's
There's no Jeremy Matheson. He doesn't exist, but we have lied to a million people trying to find him.
That's awesome.
Hey, if you see a guy and you just like...
Do you get on board and have him look with you at times just to mess with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
At Pine Knob, there's a huge stair set.
I know the venue.
I want to circle back to the sobriety thing. But
yeah,
now I'm excited about to talk about our malarkey. So there's a huge stair set at Pine Knob. It's like a fucking 200 steps.
Yeah. Yep.
And we turned those in. We dubbed those the Sarah stairs because we got onto the steps and we were like, Sarah, like pretending to look for our friend.
For sure.
And at least 100 people joined in.
Started yelling Sarah.
So it was just like
hilarious.
it became a chant. It was like Sarah. And then some poor girl at the bottom of the stairs.
That's me.
She turned around. She goes, "What?" Like, Jesus Christ.
That's awesome.
Dude, and then we had to go explain to her what we did to her. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. We didn't know that there was a Sarah.
That's
but,
hilarious.
oh, man.
Hey,
But
at least you know you got supportive people around you too. Like they were really willing to go out for a stranger.
it's so
I got
dumb.
your back, man.
Oh, God. It's my favorite jokes to do. We fuck around every time we're at a concert or somewhere in public. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, let's look for him or something. Just
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pine Knob's easy to do that at.
yeah.
Oh, I imagine.
Well,
so.
because everyone's fucking high or drunk too, so you can get some malarkey going quick.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, so you were saying, so I was offering you a drink. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I've been sober 20 years.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it's funny because if you do the math on that, you're like, you're 41, you've been sober for 20 years. How does that work out? Yeah, well, I was that guy in high school that could get you alcohol. I was that guy.
Yeah.
I was the guy that looked 25 at 16 and 17, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I turned, and I went to Europe when I was 17 and it was legal to drink there. And I went to Canada, did the Windsor thing when I was 19, like most people do.
I did that too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I had my fun of it. Well, it's funny because people always ask you when you don't drink, they always assume something really bad happened. They always think that somebody had to have died or there's a bad accident or something happened like to completely change your worldview. And it's like, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say it was like a number of factors with me. One, it got boring. The taste wasn't great anymore. The biggest thing is I hung out with a set group of friends, and they were great friends, but like the routine was to go to the same bar every night. It was in walking distance. And I could just see where my life was going doing that. It's just so mundane. It was just so repetitious. And there's just, and thank God, like none of those guys are still doing that today by any means. But like you could just see what was happening. It was just like a day was going by, just wasting your life, not having any ambition. And then I met my now wife at the same time too. And I just was like, the last thing I want to worry about is being out, getting hammered and bad stuff happening, or her hammered without me. And you got dudes. It's not that I didn't trust her. I don't trust guys,
Yeah.
And so like, I didn't want that. And yeah, so we both just agreed, I think it's better off.
Yeah.
We stop. And it was just, it was just as simple as that. It was just like, I really don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like life is just going to be the same day every day, if I do. So, yeah.
I have a handful of buddies that they've been sitting in the same seats at the same bar talking about the same shit for 15 years. And some of it's like comforting, like, oh yeah, I know I could go up there and I could see these 6 people potentially.
Yeah.
But then also like I think about it, I'm like, God, it's fucking depressing as fuck,
It is,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
and they're not bad people. It's just a very depressing move for sure.
look, we're in our 30s and it's like you've been talking about remember when for 15 years already. Like, what are you doing?
And that's
you know what I mean?
and that's like, and I think too, it's great to reminisce every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's not great when it's your every conversation. You're like, this is what we're gonna do.
Just means that there's nothing that they're doing anymore.
Yeah, there's nothing. We're not making any new memories.
Yeah.
We're just relying on the past and reflecting on how things used to be when we actually did stuff.
Right.
So yeah, that was just kind of how I stopped, and then I quit drinking. And I actually thought that was really easy, to be honest with you, too, as far as a lifestyle. I was never like this massive alcoholic. I never got in trouble with the cops or anything like that. So I quit drinking, and then about 6 months later, I quit smoking. I never smoked weed, never did the drugs, never did any stuff. But I quit smoking cigarettes and chewing because I was dipping for a little bit. And coffee all at the same time. And I always tell people that, and they're like, coffee? Why coffee? I'm like, if you're a smoker and you have a cup of coffee, you know exactly why I had to quit coffee.
Yeah.
So like, especially with me as a guitar player, I would sit down and that's how I'd write. Because first and foremost, I always consider myself a music writer, then a musician next. And so when I sat down and was writing stuff, it was just coffee, cigarettes, guitar, all the time. And so I knew if I was quitting smoking, I was like, I got to quit coffee because it's just going to make me want cigarettes.
Yeah.
About 6 years after that, I had a coworker that introduced me to Shul Coffee in Grand Rapids. This is a bigger, it's like a small place, but they've been around forever. And he was just getting coffee for friends for a holiday. And so I went with him just because it was something to do on lunch. And while I was there, I saw all these like single origin coffees. And I went, wow, that's really kind of cool. Like they got coffee from Ethiopia and coffee from Brazil. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, what? I kind of thought to myself, I was like, I'd probably drink coffee now. I was like, I don't think it'd make me want a cigarette. It's been 6 years. So I started drinking coffee again. And then I got really into it. And I'm like a big coffee guy now, and I have been for probably the last 10 years or so.
Did you have any issues with wanting a cigarette?
Not at
after
all.
It? So
not at all.
I smoked from basically, like 12, 13 years old. I started stealing my mom's cigarettes.
Yeah.
She had Virginia Slims.
Oh yeah, dude, like the Misty 120s too, those
dude,
big
the
old
old
lady
ones.
cigarettes.
Dude, I looked like a sexy lady walking around with a Virginia Slim.
I had a grandma that smoked those things.
All my buddies would be like, ew, you're smoking another vagina slime? Get
Yeah,
that out
dude.
of here.
And like they'd always take them out of their purse that was just big enough to hold those packs of cigarettes. They were like this long as your forearm. You're like, oh my God, that's skinny as a straw. You're like, what are you doing?
Right. So like I used to like cut the filters off of them, like because even at like 13 years old, I was like, this doesn't have enough flavor. But I smoked from probably 12 or 13 years old until I was the year before Jamie, like a few months before Jamie was born, and he's turning 7 next week. So it's been almost going on 8 years that I quit.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I miss it all the time.
Yeah.
still.
I don't think that ever goes away.
I love the feeling of smoking.
Yeah, there's times where you're just like, I could use one right now.
Yeah.
You just that decompression feeling.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, you probably can relay this too. Out of all the things I quit smoking, quit smoking was the hardest. It was really only really hard for 3 days, and I only smoked for 3 years. So I wasn't a pack a day guy. I was like half a pack a day, if that. And so I wasn't like this 20-year smoker. I can't relate to that. But just in my experience, like the 3 days that you kind of detox nicotine, where you're just like kind of angry at every little thing, once that goes away, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even, for me, it wasn't even that was so hard when I quit. It was the multitasking and shutting that off in your brain. People never talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, especially like I said, with guitar, I would, light up a cigarette and fucking play guitar.
Yeah.
I'd light up a cigarette and do something with my hands, and you could do and then you had to shut that off.
Yeah.
And so I'm just doing this now. I'm just doing this now. I'm just doing this now.
Yeah,
it's like whatever you're doing, it's like you had to shut that off.
Yeah. I was like, I like trained myself over all those years to like each thing goes with a cigarette. Like, we're taking a 5-minute drive. Cool, I get to smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, we're taking the trash out. Cool, I get to smoke.
It was very like reverse Ricky Bobby thing. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always felt like,
dude. So like when I quit, I don't know. I was waking up in the morning every day, like coughing at the sink for like at least a minute, just getting like yellow butter out of my throat.
Rough.
And I'm just like, this is so like, what am I doing to myself? And like, also I grew up with asthma, so I don't know why I started smoking, but like, it just, when I started, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, I love everything about this. I love the way it looks. I love the way
Yeah.
it's taste. I love the way I feel when I have like too many.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
every part of it I loved.
Yeah. I mean, the cool,
Drinking and smoking a cigarette, amazing.
I was the opposite with that.
You didn't like smoking while drinking?
I hated it.
Really?
I really did. I hated it, and I hated people around me when I did it because it was when all your non-smoker friends turned into smokers just to be part of the group outside. And so you'd lose like half a pack of smokes and just because you're bumming them to all your friends. You're like, I don't know, I'm not even bringing my smokes to this party tonight.
Right.
No thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know I'm definitely in the minority in that. That's for sure. Because most people always do talk about that. They're like, drinking, smoking was the best.
Dude, back in 2009, I tried to start a radio show called Coffee and Cigarettes. That's how much I love. I mean, literally, we did one episode, and it was only because I couldn't get anyone else to sit down and talk with me because they were like, "This is fucking stupid. Like we're we're skateboarders. Why are we sitting
That's
in front of
funny.
a camera and talking about nothing?"
Yeah.
And like I didn't know what a podcast was, but I was like, let's just do like a talk show where we just shoot the shit and like, you know, and
For sure.
there's like, if we looked for it, we could find the one episode that we did on YouTube.
That's funny.
It's just me and David, who lives in our neighborhood now, and a couple of girls, and we just talk about nothing for 45 minutes.
That's funny.
There's 16 or 17-year-old dipshits just talking about absolutely nothing.
I'll tell you what though, like it was a different experience too because I was in a band in GR for the better part of 7 years, and we had some pretty damn good success. You know, we got on a lot of the radio stations in the area, played with some of the coolest bands. You know, it was awesome. But I went through that time sober, not smoking. You know, I'm monogamous. I'm always one woman guy type of thing. So like this whole sex, drugs, rock and roll thing, I was like, that is the opposite of me. You know, I saw it all around me, especially with some of the, you know, bigger national bands. You know, you see how, you know, debaucherous the lifestyle can be for sure. But you're like, no, like so it was always so funny because that stigma, it doesn't matter what you do. It always lives with you. You're like, oh, you're a musician, huh? Yeah. Man, it must have been wild. Not really. No. Not really. I'd play a show and I went home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're definitely in the minority on that
Oh,
one. Like some of the
100%.
guys want to be musicians just to have that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like don't even care about the music. They're like, I just want to, you know, bang whores and do heroin.
Yeah,
like hell yeah,
it's-
I'll pick up a guitar.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like I was just talking with this subject about somebody the other day about like 80s hair metal bands. I love me some 80s hair metal, right? But I will say like you can always tell the bands that were clean from the ones that weren't and how they look today.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, you watch like I can only assume, but like the guys from Firehouse, I saw those guys live one time and they look great. I know their lead singer just passed away unfortunately recently, but you see bands like that and you're like, man, they look great. And then you see like Rat and you go, oh my God,
what did you guys do? What happened?
Yeah, dude, you turned into Iggy Pop. Like
you look
really.
like you drowned a while ago.
Oh my God, yeah, you look dehydrated. You need some water. Like, what's going on there, man?
Yeah, some of them. My God, like some of like, I'm not a big '80s hair metal guy.
Yeah.
So I'm having a hard time. Vince
Neil, yeah.
Vince Neil.
He's the other one he went
It's
the
like-
opposite way.
It's
where
like, dude,
oh,
you look bloat. Like
yeah, it's not a good
it's
look.
weird because he was like such a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God,
And
like,
that's
this guy. If I saw him at a barbecue, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's a famous former
no, not
rock
at all.
star. I'm like, oh, that's somebody's swollen racist uncle who's like a machinist or
Lived
something.
hard. He's seen some stuff, but yeah, you don't think of him like as this like rock icon by any means.
Oh, especially when they all were doing this sexually ambiguous thing where they're
Oh,
all
yeah.
like they all looked like beautiful women, and you're like that fat
Poison,
swollen
man.
that fat swollen guy is a
Yeah, he was a pretty man.
he was a beautiful lady 40 years ago, and now look at him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny that and so I look at that and now by all means I didn't hit it big like any of those guys, but you know, had my band have in some sort of capacity, I like to think like, hey, you know what? At least I wouldn't look like that. You know,
Yeah.
It's the trade-off. I mean, maybe you probably have the craziest stories that nobody will ever believe. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen The Dirt.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Oh man.
It's pretty unreal, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Dude, one of the I don't have it here. Nikki Sixx has the Heroin Diaries.
Yeah.
Did you ever read that?
I've never read it, no, but I know of it.
It's insane. So Nikki Sixx wrote kept diaries while he was like in the worst parts of his heroin addiction, and he published it as a book, and it's insane. Like one of them, he was so fucked up, he called his dealer for like an emergency delivery of more drugs because he was running out, and the guy shows up and he forgot that he ordered more drugs, so he goes into his safe room and starts like shooting out with a shotgun, like like there's so much.
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
so
he
much shit in
legally
there.
died for a while. You know, like that's
Nikki Sixx did.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, they had to resuscitate him.
Jesus. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fucking. I mean, what a life, huh?
Yeah.
The thing that the only like I need to rewatch The Dirt, but the one that really sticks out is when Ozzy pisses on the beach deck or the pool deck.
Yeah.
And that one of them pisses on the pool deck, and then I think Ozzy's the one that dropped down to
snorts
slurp it up. Oh, snorted piss off the
Yeah, or he does lick it up, I think, and then snorts the ants is what it is. Or something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
right. Yeah. Oh, fucking yeah, it's insane. But you know what?
That's why it's funny. I look at what I do now, and it's such a 180.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad it is. You know, my band, we like I said, we had some success. And I like to still think to this day, we had really, really good songs. That's what kept people coming to our shows all the time. It's just the music was good. And that all eventually came to an end. But I'm always the type of mindset that I don't quit what I want to seek out. I've always, ever since I was 10 years old, I picked up a guitar when I was 10 years old. And I always knew that this was my life. And for me, like I said, I'm a writer first. And so I always thought God gave me a gift because I'm writing songs that people really enjoy. And so that's something. I can't paint you a picture. I think those people blow my mind, like landscape artists. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
But I can pick up and all of a sudden I can come up with something. And so when we disbanded, I should say, I had a different outlet, and I was it was lucky because the timing was just right. Is YouTube was just becoming super popular, and YouTube when they first launched, their home screen was a video of a fingerstyle guitarist of what I do by the name of Andy McKee. So Andy blew up massively because YouTube blew up massively, and Andy's brilliant. And so I saw that, and I was like, this is really cool. And I was still in a band at this time, but I was like, okay, because this is my style. I never played with a pick. Even though I was an alternative rock band, I always played with my fingers. And so I see that, and I'm like, this is cool. I really like this stuff. So I started kind of gearing my style a little bit of that. And then once I saw his stuff and got into it, it led me to this online record label called Candy Rat Records. And that like housed all these guys that were like him, just these unreal acoustic guitarists. And I'm like, holy cow. And so that's kind of how I got into fingerstyle guitar. And then I was like, okay, once the band broke up, I was like, I'm going to do this because I'm not really a singer, but I play guitar. And I'm like, and I think there's something to this. And it wasn't big, but it was growing. Way more popular in Canada than here. So it's actually really beneficial that I live in Michigan because I'm right between the two. So it works out really well. And then how it worked for me, kind of my story is, I saw everybody from Candy Rat and I started like listening to their stuff, really get into it. I started writing my own stuff geared around that and like what they were doing. And I was like, well, how do I get my foot into this door? You know, I was like, without contacting Candy Rat directly, mainly because, they're an online label. Who knows, like if you can even, it's like trying to contact Geffen Records or something, you don't really know how, if that's even plausible.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that a lot of them were going to this place called the Canadian Guitar Festival. And it was in Kingston, Ontario. So it's like an 8-9 hour drive from Grand Rapids-ish. And the Guitar Festival houses a competition with 25 of the world's best guitarists. And you have to apply to get in. And yeah, it's crazy because it's people from all over the world. I mean, all over the world fly to go there and compete. It's the most prestigious, at least in my opinion, it was the most prestigious competition in the world. And just had a ballsy attitude. And I'm like, I'll throw my hat in that ring. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? I'm like, we'll see how it goes. And I think the third year after I applied to get in, I got in. And so I went. And it's true, like I literally pulled up to the campsite because you camp there for 3 days. The competition is on the last day. And there's concerts through a lot of these Candy Rat guys or established fingerstyle guitarists throughout the days that you're there. And I knew it was going to be crazy when I first got out of my car and I walk up and I go to shake the hand of the guy that runs the whole place. And this very famous fingerstyle guitarist from England named John Gomm was there performing. He was also one of the judges of the competition. And he walks right up to me. He goes, "Hey, Drew, I'm John." And it's like, "Hey, John." He's like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Oh my God." I was like,
You know my name?
it's like, well, luckily I was introducing myself to the guy. His name was Dell that ran the competition. And so John got my name, but he goes, "Yeah," he goes, but he was, and he just started talking to me. And I was like, "That's how this is?"
Yeah.
That's like, if you equate that into, like lead guitar world, that's like Slash coming up and saying, "Hey,"
Yeah.
and so you're like, "Wait, what's going on here?" And then also that turn too, where it's like, "Oh, this is also the guy judging me too." So, have fun with that.
Yeah.
And, I knew, I was like, "Holy cow, this is crazy." You're in it now. And I got smoked my first year. I did awful. I got nervous, and I never get nervous on stage. And I got nervous, and it was bad. And I just wanted to bury my head into the sand so bad. I was happy for the networking and the people that I met while I was there. But man, I was so disheartened because I played way worse than I ever knew I could. And it was just, it's very intimidating because it's all the people, like you're competing against these guys. They're all watching you. And the guys judging you are the guys that you listen to on Candy Rat. And you're like, "Oh my God," so it's like, it's a ton of pressure.
So like in the context of like all of these guys could change the trajectory of my career.
Yeah. And not
then
only
you
that,
get on
but like
stage.
Yeah. Not only that, but when you're playing, that they know everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
They can scrutinize
So
the
you got
crap
no
out of you.
dance moves to pretend you're doing something.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to mess up because these are these are your peers.
Yeah.
And so it was awful. But
How did the competition work? Like, was there brackets where it was like
no, so it's 25. You go up and you do 2 songs.
Okay.
And they give you like 5 to 10 minutes roughly. And the judges are in a trailer behind the stage. They can't see you. So the sound is piped into their trailer and they vote based on stuff. And before the competition, you're all backstage, you all draw numbers, and then you go when your number is called.
So it's almost it's anonymous for the judges.
Yeah, 100%.
So they don't even know. Like
They have no idea. So
That's
there's,
awesome.
Yeah, so that there's no bias whatsoever.
That's cool as fuck. Because I'd have a hard time
Yeah.
like, not voting for like doing like I'd be pegging my
Yeah, for
buddy
sure.
as like the best because I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
just,
'cause you
just
just- yeah.
inherent bias. Like,
Exactly.
oh, that's my friend.
Exactly.
You know?
And some of them after I'll kind of get into that in a little bit, but I decided the second there was it came again the second year, and I went, I'm gonna redeem myself. I know what I'm getting into now. And it also gave me a year to really prep for it. I was like, if I can get my name back in that hat, then it's going to be better. And I did. And I went back a second time, and I saw some friends. It was more comfortable, and I played great, and it was awesome. And while I was there, I didn't win. I didn't get top 5, but I thought I did myself justice. And in doing so, I thought I got a lot of respect just being there. And I was like, this is awesome. Well, that festival was it was sponsored by several guitar companies, one of them being this guitar company called Stonebridge Guitars. And I noticed a lot of these guys were playing these Stonebridge guitars. I'm like, there must be something to this. So I went and talked to the A&R rep, and I talked to him all about his guitars. And, they're there because not only are they sponsoring the competition, but also because they want to work with artists that are the best of the best, play my guitars. Like these, it's a great, partnership. So I talked to their A&R guy, and he was like, you're obviously here. You're obviously good, but you're still pretty unknown. And, we could probably get you into the artist, on the artist roster, but it wouldn't be anything spectacular. And I was like, that's fair. But that was kind of where talks ended. I went back a third year, got in the next year again, crushed it, felt great, felt awesome. Didn't finish top 5, but I felt like I was worthy of it, and I was really happy. And in doing that, now I've gotten more respect from peers, judges. Now these people are my friends. 3 years in a row. Some of these guys that are returning, like me, some finish in top 5, and that's a crazy competition. The judges change it every year too. So a friend of mine finished top 5 one year, and then he didn't even place the next year. And so you never know. And but Stonebridge A&R rep was there again. And he was blown away. He was like, man, I can't believe how much you've turned around your playing. Like from last year to this year, he goes, you're incredible. He goes, we want to offer you, an artist, basically an artist endorsement deal. And I was like, heck yeah, that is awesome. And from there, everything blew up. I became a Stonebridge guitar artist, started playing Stonebridge guitars, and the next year they invited me to NAMM. I don't know if you guys know what NAMM is at all. Okay, huge. For those people listening that don't know what NAMM is, it's a huge music. It's not a festival. It's
almost like
it's like Comic-Con.
I was going to say it's like Comic-Con for musicians.
Yeah, but it's not open to the public. Like you can't, not just anybody can walk in.
Yeah.
But it's a huge convention, is what I was thinking. I'm sorry. And there used to be two of them. One in Nashville in the summer, one in Anaheim in the winter. Once COVID hit, they got rid of the one in Nashville, and it's only Anaheim now every January. But it's insane how big it is. It is everybody in the music industry. I don't care what you're doing. They're there. They're there with a booth. And how it works is a company has a booth. They advertise their product, their new products, their line of products. You have people coming in that are, buyers looking to have business in the future, traders, all sorts of things. The only people that can get in are people that have a booth, artist demonstrators for the products, teachers if they're teaching seminars there, and I think business traders, international business traders, and that's it. That's the only way you can get badges to get in. So I got offered to go down there to be an artist representative for Stonebridge Guitars and demo their guitars. And that was insane, because it's not only open to the public, but you have a lot of celebrities that show up there too. The first year I was there, for my guitar nerds that might be listening, I was sitting at an acoustic booth just checking out some other stuff, and I had Steve Vai walk up to me and just kind of give me a head nod as I'm playing, and I'm like, what?
Fucking Steve Vai.
Steve Vai. I'm like,
God.
Steve Vai just nodded at me. I think I can play with my feet now. It's like insane.
He gave me some of his powers.
Yeah. The second, and then same year, I'm a pretty big dude. I'm 6'3", 230-ish. I was talking with my friend Donovan in the hallway, and I got pushed in my back, like a good push. And I went, what the hell? And I turn around and I don't see anybody. And then I kind of look down the hall, and it was these 4 big ass dudes, just jacked. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? And then as they're kind of walking, I see in the middle of them the back of Stevie Wonder's head. And so I got pushed by his entourage to kind of get out of the way. And I was like, holy shit, dude.
Stevie Wonder.
You're like, well, if anyone's going to push me, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Now I just want to be like, I'm from Michigan too.
Dude.
So that's kind of NAMM, and so like it was like, holy cow. Well, I'm the type of person that I'm going to seek out opportunity while I'm down there. So I went around to a lot of places, and I went to places that I really liked, that, like string companies, pedal board companies, pedal companies. And I pitched myself basically, hey, are you willing to work with artists? And a lot of them would say yes. Yeah, we have an artist roster. We have, working to do endorsements. And I would play for them. I'd say, well, hey, I would really like to join your artist roster. I'd love to do an endorsement deal. And by being there already, they know that you're not some schmo off the street.
Yeah.
Because you're there
You're
representing.
in there.
Yeah, you're representing a company. So,
Yeah.
So I would go demo for them, and if they liked me, a lot of times it's like, hey, yeah, contact us when we're done here, when we get back home or wherever from or whatever, and let's talk some more. And in doing that, I end up through like 2 or 3 years of going there, I ended up with 7 endorsements. And it was just all companies that I really wanted to work with generally. And not every company does that by any means.
Yeah.
But it was just like, how can I do this? How can I progress myself further? And it was awesome. And not only was it really cool, to have that as like a resume, as something you can use, but it's great relationships. And I always tell the companies that I work with, especially the A&R people or the owners or whoever I'm in contact with all the time, for me, it's the relationship between me and the company. I want to do right by you. I want to show people that your strings are awesome, and I will swear by them. I don't reach out to companies that I think their stuff sucks just to say I got the endorsement. There are a lot of musicians that do that, and it sucks. It gives people like me a bad name, where they just go out of their way and go, oh, I want this endorsement, because I can get free stuff. And it's like, that's an awful thing, man. Because, most people aren't giving you free stuff anyway,
Right.
barely ever, unless you're
And
someone.
no one plays line 6 unless they have to.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
It's like, and it's like, unless you're somebody that's super established.
Yeah.
So
So are these relationships all equipment
Generally, yeah. So
Are any of them paying you to be on their roster?
no, not cash wise or anything like
Okay.
that. Yeah. No, and that generally most endorsements don't, unless you're somebody, Taylor Swift or something like that.
Right,
And you're like,
right.
hey, I got a Pepsi endorsement
you're
or
like-
something like that,
yeah.
So
Yeah, you're driving sales by putting
Yeah.
on my fucking
Yeah.
product or whatever.
yeah,
but-
most of them are, they're, it's a product trade,
Which is huge. I mean,
right,
it's massive.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It really is. And it's different for every company. Some company will be like, we do an artist deal, but it's not really that much of a discount. But if you're willing to do that and, we'll still promote you, you cross promote us. And that's really what it comes down to. Are you helping promote my music? Am I helping promote your product?
Yeah.
If the deals can be had in there to do it, that's great. But that's why I say it's huge. It's the relationship. The guitar company that I endorse 2 of them right now, technically. But Stonebridge Guitars is the one that I'm with mainly. That's what I brought with me today. It's a guitar that they built. The relationship I have with the person that runs Stonebridge Guitars is unreal. This guy has done so much for me in my music career, and it's been huge. And they're located in Kitchener, Ontario. So, I'll go there, try to go there every couple of years, try to see him some sort of way. But they were the people that helped get my foot in the door. They saw me when I was competing. They offered me an endorsement deal the first time. And that did so much for me.
That's the only one that is that the only one that found you? Because I feel like I would feel different about that.
kind of.
You guys sought me out.
Kind of. I wouldn't say they sought me out. I think because the relationship was somewhat established through repetition of going and competing.
Okay.
So it was kind of like I knew they were there. They knew I was there. They saw me 2 or 3 times now.
And then they saw you improve, and they're like, okay, now's the time.
Exactly.
Right
So it
on.
wasn't like they heard of me before the competition or anything like that. But
Yeah.
it was like it was almost in the same way I did play for them. I proved myself. But yes, it was the 3rd year after talking with them where their A&R rep was like, we have to get Stonebridge in your hands. And let's make this work. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was super cool. And so, yeah, that was my first one. And they're the closest one I have by far. And that's way more important to me. I love their guitars. I play their guitars. But that relationship is more important than any discount I might get or any promotion I might get or any promotion I might give them, or anything like that. So it's establishing that, because that goes so much further, especially in your music career. And there's companies like that too now, the other companies, not just that company that I'm with. And some companies like to be very hands off too. Like, hey, thanks for representing us. This is what we're doing. Just let us know if you need something along the road.
Killer. That sounds
that's
perfect.
And that's it too. They're very just like, yeah, just let us know if you need this and that. But it's super cool.
Has being endorsed helped you in getting your foot in the door with competitions or gigs? Or
I like to think so. I absolutely like to think so. I try to let places that I know that I'm booking, because the thing is with what I do is, and I understand this, and I understood this when first switching over to this, I have to prove people wrong. If you were a business owner and I told you, hey, I play guitar and I don't sing, you'd be like, why? Your first,
how are you going to do covers? if
Right.
you don't
exactly.
How are you gonna play?
Yeah, your first instinct is to go, well, that sounds really dumb. And
Right.
listen, I get it. I would probably think the same thing too. But what I do is not. It's so different, and it's so over the top acoustic guitar. It's technical. It's different than what you think. And I still do covers, and I still do, mostly originals, but I still do some covers, but I'm playing the melody, the vocal line, the drum line, the bass line, all on one guitar when I do it. So it's not like I'm just playing some notes to follow the song. No, it's like, it's a complex arrangement of stuff that,
Yeah.
And so that's my ultimate thing, is I have to break down that barrier that, of people that have a predisposition of what I do. And when I do it, it's the best feeling in the world. When people come up to me, I just had a lady that I've gotten to know over the years who's booked me, and she said, yeah, listen, I'll be honest with you, I thought the same thing. And I was like, I don't blame you. She goes, I'm so glad that we took the chance to have you. She's like, because we love having you. She's like, we get so many compliments. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's my job. Not just to share with what I write and what I love, but like to prove people wrong that like, hey, a one acoustic guitar without vocals, without drums, it can still be unreal.
Yeah.
If you just open your mind to what the possibilities can be. So.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, so
What's your average type of gig? Is it kind of like a brewery couple
yeah,
hour gig?
I mean, and I will tell you this too. It took me about 2-3 years to figure out, like, really where, like, the niche thing is, where my music works the best. Wineries, breweries, festivals, all great.
Is there any places you go and you just eat shit and you're like, is it the place?
Oh yeah. If you're a musician, I hope that's happened to you. I mean, you got to learn the hard way for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like I've totally nosedived, because I think when I do some stuff that's, outside of, and not to sound arrogant by any means, but like when I do some complicated techniques outside of what people normally see, I think that always turns a head or two. So even if you don't like what I'm doing, like, you go, okay, I get that. Like, you get some respect behind it a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's absolutely times where I've played venues and like the booking manager's like, this is not what I want at all.
Yeah.
And those venues, to be honest with you, I don't even want to play them anyway. And I've learned that the hard way. I thought I did. And then I was like, it's not works. And a lot of those places are like,
Is it a size issue or like?
it's the fit. It's the ambiance fit.
Okay.
So it's the saloons where it's all 50 and 60-year-old people that want to hear Mustang Sally and Brown Eyed Girl.
And they want to dance.
And that is not my scene. And I learned that, and I get it. And I don't want to do that either. I don't want to play these covers that are the same songs that are played over and over. You know any Hell's Bells? Yeah. And I'm never going to play it again, like, ever.
Dude, I talk about this all the time, not because I play music, but just like growing up out in Metro Detroit,
Sure.
we have a station, The Riff. I don't know if
Yeah, I know of it. Yep,
Okay.
for sure.
So The Riff has played the same 30 songs for 30 fucking years.
Yeah. The program, Grand Rapids is very similar.
It drives me. It's butt rock, It's like, oh, good way. Thank you for listening to fucking nothing but rock.
Yeah.
And here's Smells Like Teen Spirit
And
again. And you're like,
and
oh
it's
my god.
program. I don't know what.
Can you hand me the shotgun so I don't have to hear this again?
I don't know what it is with program managers nowadays. Not all of them by any means, but there's so many. Grand Rapids is very similar to that, where it's like you're gonna hear the same 6 songs. If I hear "Pour Some Sugar on Me" one more goddamn time, dude, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or "Welcome to the Jungle" or something like that. It's just like you play the same damn songs. There's so much more music out there that you can expose people to. And I understand you have a specific demographic you have to cater to. I totally respect that. But my God, can you go outside of your way to play something other than the same shit you play over and over and over and over again?
Yeah.
It's what makes us hate songs we loved at one point.
Right.
It really is.
I honestly, I don't know if it's them being overplayed, but I find that whenever there's an artist who's known for a song, that song is their worst song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times it's true.
I'm a huge Tool fan.
Yeah.
Schism, fucking don't ever play that again. Let's listen to
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you listen to metal at all, but there's like Tool's got some of the most dark and songs about grief and purpose and all of these ego death, like these heady meta ideas about letting your ego die so you can become an authentic version of yourself. They have all these crazy.
Yeah.
But they also have songs about butt sex. But
that's Maynard. What are you gonna do?
Right, okay. So yeah, dude, but then Schism is the only Tool song they ever play.
Yeah,
and you're
very
like,
true.
dude, this fucking song. This song out of the 400 songs that Maynard's put out between A Perfect Circle and Tool.
And I actually prefer A Perfect Circle better too.
I do too.
The first time I ever heard 3 Libras, and I know that's the one that they get associated with.
I love 3 Libras.
But it's a great tune.
Yeah.
The first time I heard that, and I was, as a guitarist, I'm like, I'm learning that right now.
It's so good.
And it's super easy, but it's good.
Did you ever listen to Ashes Divide?
No, I can't say
Billy Howardell, the guitarist of
Yep.
Perfect Circle, has a band separate from Maynard. It feels like you essentially doubled the discography of A Perfect Circle.
Really?
It's so good.
That's cool.
And it's so you realize so much of the style of A Perfect Circle is Billy Howardell.
Yeah.
Incredible. So good. But yes, 3 Libras. 3 Libras, I think, is the rare exception of that's one of their huge songs, but it's also an amazing song.
It's also great too.
What was that one song? They had one song that was everywhere. And that song,
I know what you're talking about too, and I'm trying to think of the name of it right now too. But I've had one of those days where it's been all blanks up here, like trying to think of stuff. I'm just like,
They do have that one song that was overplayed like a motherfucker, and we were just like, come on, like.
I keep wanting to say Ariel's that System of a Down, but I'm like, it's something like that. And I can't think of what the hell it is.
You know what?
It's like you got to look.
We have the Weekend Powerless. As soon as I open up my phone, Weekend Powerless is that
Oh,
song.
okay, sure,
Weekend
yeah,
Powerless.
yeah.
And that song, I was like, this song's okay.
Yeah.
But I think it just because it was controversial, they're like, oh, it's huge.
Sure.
But
yeah, it's funny though that you say like you're talking about metal. I play hockey, and I was playing with my team last night, and I was showing one of the younger guys on my team Children of Bodom.
hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love me some Children
He's
of
like,
Bodom.
dude, I like metal. I listen to
You're
Hardy.
like- yeah, you're like,
Oh God.
here's Alexi Leho. Your world's about to be rocked, chieftain. Because Children of Bodom, although yes, screamo, and I can't stand it either. But musically, they're one of the most brilliant bands
Insane.
I've ever heard. They're so good, and it's so funny too because as an acoustic guitarist, like you would never think I would listen to that, but it's also true. I talk with a lot of my friends that play acoustic guitar. They're like, yeah, dude, we listen to a lot of metal.
Yeah.
I think you derive some of your technique from metal techniques, and also it's great to switch up because acoustic, I mean, you can do a lot of very up-tempo, crazy stuff, but, it's based around melody, and you're not super distorted, it's not super heavy. So when you're constantly surrounded by that, when you're writing it, you're playing with other people that are doing that, it's nice to take that break and go, all right, let's crank this shit to 11,
Yeah.
really just blast the doors off.
Yeah, dude. I think that's huge. I think it's huge to not live in an echo chamber where you're only consuming exactly what you're already doing.
Oh yeah.
Like talking to comedians, like they all talk about like, oh, I watch like murder documentaries. I don't watch other comics.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
This is what I do. Like, this is what the dream I'm chasing, and this is what I do. So like, I study it as work.
Yeah, it's great.
But I'm watching like fucking horrible documentaries about like World War II or something in my free time. I'm not.
It's great to be inspired by, but terrible to be consumed by.
Yeah.
As my thought on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is too much, and then you start to hate what you love because you're just constantly consumed by it. What's an outlet for me personally that I love is I've always been a classical guy to an extent. When I started playing guitar, I taught myself classical music because it was the hardest thing. And when you're 12 years old, you want to be the best guitarist in the world. You're like, I'm going to be better than everybody.
Yeah.
Because that's just a mentality you have as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm going to learn the hardest stuff ever. And thank God I had that mentality. I mean, that dropped when I was like 16. I'm like, I'm never going to be the best guitarist in the world. But, I can be good.
Yeah.
And learning the hardest stuff way above my talent level and pushing myself to do it is what made me the guitarist I am today, by far. I was 14 years old playing Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring by Bach because I was like, this is hard. I want to learn this because I know it's going to make me better.
I want to do it because it's hard.
Yeah,
That's the mentality. We've talked about work ethic on this podcast a million times, but when you're a kid and you look at the people who are doing the dream for a living, you're like, oh, it's because they're the best. No, it's because they have a work ethic.
Hardest.
Yeah. And so we've talked about that. I'm like, are we the most interesting people? No. The comics that we have on, are they the funniest people that are on earth? Fucking no. But they're working their asses off. And because of that, there's a high likelihood that something will happen.
Yeah.
I
always say, this is something I came up with a long time ago. I have 3 basic things that I follow when it comes to my music career. And listen, I'm nobody, but the success that I have, that I've gained, has been all through me for the most part. And it's because 3 things that I follow. Work your ass off. Like you said, work and keep doing it. Because if you stop, you're only going to go as far as you work towards gaining what you want. Risk. That's the hardest one to deal with. You got to take risks. You do. My risk, I went to the CGF and embarrassed the shit out of myself in front of some of the world's best guitarists.
And you still went back.
And I went back again.
Yeah.
I took that risk, though. I put my name in that hat, and look where it led me today.
Yeah.
And maybe the biggest one out of that I think most people have the hardest time with out of all of them, persistence.
Yeah.
You've got to keep doing it. Even when all the doors close, you got to keep knocking, and you got to keep trying to push them open, and you got to see, because it will pay off. You can send an email to a place that you really want to play, and they can ignore you. If you don't send 4 more emails over the next 6 months, it's easy for them to ignore you. But if you do, and they go, all right, what's with this guy? And they actually take a second to look at your stuff and then go, oh, actually, you know what? He's pretty good. And then all of a sudden now you have 6 shows with them in the next year because they like you. Well, that happened because you didn't say no the first time, or you didn't go, oh, you know, they must not like me. Yeah, or they must not like me. That's why they're not getting back to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying be such a jerk to where you're sending 32 emails to a location, just blasting them like, hey,
Right.
where's my shit?
Right.
You know,
Then you're
tell
going
me
to annoy
play.
them and they're going to go, fuck this guy, block him.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, that's definitely persistence is a huge one. Like we do, doing the podcast. When we first started, we were getting like only our friends and family to watch stuff, and it's like we're getting like 30 views, and it's like, oh, I appreciate my buddies watching this, like because why would you want to listen to me talk? You already listen to me talk in life,
Yeah.
But then like,
Sorry.
just like
I did it too with my hand. I went, oh shit.
I know we're talking about like I'm gonna upgrade the boom arms eventually and like have them mounted directly to the table, and then get ones that don't have the springs that are exposed, because when me and my brother were doing this, anytime we would hit it, we'd like bust into like the Law and Order SVU song.
So annoying.
She used to listen to the podcast when she wasn't doing it with me, and she's like, I wasn't sure if I hit the button or something, and like I restarted because you guys did it like 3 times in one episode. But like, okay, so like with doing the podcast, like the first like couple of months we were getting like 30 or 40 views, and I'm like, I'm spending so much time editing everything, and like I'm doing all these shorts, and I'm like, I'm getting like a couple of 100 views a week. I'm like, this is brutal. Yeah. And then, but now I look at it and I'm like, I've got like 900 views on 900 videos on Instagram. Yeah. And most of them are doing at least a couple thousand. Sure. And we've had a couple that have blown up like over hundreds of thousands of views on one video, and I'm like, okay, holy shit. Like,
and it's always crazy how that happens too.
Out of nowhere too, yeah.
I mean, it's the same with the guitarists on TikTok. Like, you never know what's gonna hit. You have an idea. Yeah. Like if I play some Zelda shit, it's gonna get pretty hyped, right? And rightfully so. But some stuff I play where I'm like, I really like this that I wrote, and it's like, it's like 600 views, and then I play this, and I'm like, this is okay, and it's like, there's 6,000 views.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah,
it really does. It's funny. I did the most views I ever had on any of my videos. I did with my videographer. We did it in a day. We did the video in a day. He even did the audio recording in his house, like with no professional mic setup. It sounded decent. He knew what he was doing, luckily, but it's not the way you want to record. So we did that, and luckily I was like 2-take Tommy that day. I was just on my stuff, so like we did it in a couple of takes, the audio. But then we did the video, and I had this silly idea. I was like, what if I just act like a complete goof? I was like, because the song is called The Legacy, and it's all about how musicians always think that they're going to be the most famous person in the world without the actual reality kicking them in the face first. And so it starts off with like me, and I'm on the couch, and I'm waking up at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I'm like eating Cocoa Puffs that I found on the floor, and I fall over. Like, that's how I wake up. And it just kind of was a play on like being the biggest piece of shit loser at like 24, because you're just so thought like, I'm going to be famous with you're now actually putting in the work. And we shot that, and we just kind of threw it together in a day, and it hit 108,000 views in 6 months. And I went, holy shit. And I was like, for a finger-style guitar song, no words, you're like, how did that happen? So, yeah, we just kind of threw it together because we thought it would be fun, And, so like you said, you never know like, what's going to hit. And that one hit for me, and I was like, holy cow. Yeah. That's nuts.
Yeah, especially for us doing the shorts out of the we do the full length episode on YouTube, but then all of the shorts go on everything. It goes on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook or whatever. And so I mean, there's days where I'm like, dude, I got no views on the last like 6 videos, and I'll get mad. I'm like, oh, and she's like, it's just a weird day. Relax, it's fine. And then like a couple weeks later, I check everything so I can comment and whatever, and like try to keep up with the people that are following us. And then I'll like scroll down. And I'm like, oh shit, those are all at like 3,000 views. It just didn't happen overnight.
Or catch up. Yeah, sometimes it slow plays it. Yeah, you never know the algorithms.
Right. And I'm like trying to use like ChatGPT to like help me engineer like the best results. But like, there's also a part of me that's like, I just want to put out like all of the content that we create, and then if we get a fan that isn't relying on the algorithm to tell them to watch our video. Like if I get a fan and there's 800 videos for them to watch, sick, like now they have a ton of content they can go through. So I'm like, I kind of want to put out everything that we put out or that we come up with, but also like, you know, the ChatGPT is telling me like, well, actually YouTube and Facebook and TikTok kind of punish putting out multiple videos a day.
Yeah.
So you should do one.
Yeah,
and
there's
let
a
it
lot of
ride.
little techniques. So I went to a seminar at NAM with a guy that was he blew up on TikTok, and he was giving you like he started working with TikTok because he started studying and knowing their algorithms and he was trying to tell you like what you want to do, what you don't want to do, the difference between. They did one with Instagram, a lady that worked Instagram really well too, and there's some things. I mean, some things they definitely say you're like, all right, that's really good to know, and then some things, like for instance, you know what post and ghost is? You ever heard that?
No.
So I never heard the terminology either, but when he said it, I was like, I know exactly what that is. If you're on TikTok, it's where you post a video and then you completely walk away from it. You don't keep looking at it to see what your views are. You just post it and you let it be for like 2 days, and then you come back and see. And
I don't think he could
don't have
handle
I
that.
don't
yeah,
have that
so like,
self-control at all.
right? So yeah, it's called post and ghost. And this guy brought it up, and I was like, this is something I was already experiencing, where I noticed if I was checking my videos, it felt like I was getting less views. But if I posted and just walked away, I would come back and it would blow up, it seemed more. And this guy brought it up. He goes, now I get asked a lot about the post and ghost. He goes, if you want my honest opinion, he goes, I don't think there's anything to it. He goes, but I'm not going to say that there's not. He goes, so it's one of those things. It's like, I don't 100% know. I'm not the engineers. You know, I'm not developing the algorithms to this. He goes, personally, I haven't seen a massive thing. He goes, but I also think that maybe there's something to it because I get asked about it a lot.
I wonder if it's kind of like the watched pot kind of deal. You know, like
Yeah.
watched pot never boils. Like if you stare at it and you're like, oh, I got, oh, it's only at 200. Oh, it's only at 1,000. It's only at 1,500. And then it seems like it's barely moving.
Yeah.
But if you didn't see those progressions and you just go from 0 to
Sure.
1,500 views, you're like, dude, that's doing pretty good. You know.
I also
So
wonder though,
if
like
it's that.
because I've analyzed the shit out of this myself too, is I also wonder too if it's you're not looking at it, and if you're not looking at it, they want you to keep looking at it. They want you to engage. You know, the whole point is engagement.
Yeah.
So they're going, well, here's some views. You know,
Yeah.
so like, come on, come check it out again. Here's some more views.
So they're trying to keep
Ah.
you.
Like come back and look at the video. Come on,
Yeah.
you know, here's some more views.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought about that. Now I could be completely off basis on that, but you kind of think about, you really analyze the whole thing when you actually are, you know, see it happen several times enough to know where somebody says a post and goes, you're like, I know that, like, because I've tried that, I've experienced that. Yeah.
The what I was reading about, like trying to engineer views on YouTube and Facebook specifically, is that they treat it like a budgeted allowance, and there's these different scales, and the way it was explained in what I was reading is that, okay, if you post a video on Facebook, pretend you have $1 to budget for your video for advertising, right? And so like if you put one video out, that whole dollar goes into getting that video out. Like the entirety of the budget goes towards that one video.
Yeah.
If you post 2 videos, obviously your budget for getting that video advertised out is split in half now. And they say that if you use the entirety of your budget on one video, more than likely you'll get that one video to break through to the next tier, where it's like, okay, we're going to send this out to your followers and people who watch videos that are similar to this video.
Yeah.
Okay, well now it's broke beyond that 1,500 views or whatever threshold to get to the next tier.
Yeah.
And then, all right, well, let's see if people who aren't necessarily interested in what you're talking about or what kind of videos you put out, but they still want to watch this video. Okay, well, now we can get to tier 3 where you get these like semi-viral, like hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah.
And I don't have the self-control because we'll have like 40 shorts from one podcast, and I'm like, we do 2 or 3 a week. Like I can't schedule this, so I only have one video per day. But it's like, so I feel like I might be.
See, dude, I wish I had that kind of ambition to begin with. Like, if you look at my TikTok, it's not that strong. Because I don't post as much as I should. But I'm a very, very, very busy, very busy person.
Yeah.
And whereas I want to get out to the masses on TikTok, it's great. I appreciate that. But I make my living playing for live crowds.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I put most of my time in.
I wonder if there's a way that you could combine the two where you're creating content while you're doing the live stuff.
Oh, I'm sure if I had a videographer, somebody to follow me around and shoot and turn my stuff into reels, and
Yeah.
I have some from like just ones that my wife's, shows that my wife has made where she shared the video. I've, turned it into a small little clip or something like that. If it's something I'm doing that's impressive, or if it looks good, the video's done well, the audio's done well, and the crowd's there,
Yeah.
I'll post some stuff like
With
that.
music especially, the audio's got to be good. Like,
Yeah.
I was given
It's the hardest thing to tackle.
I was giving
without
one
a
of my comedian buddies that came on. I was like, dude, you would be huge if you put reels out, but you got to get a reel camera and you got to get it like a lapel mic or something.
Yeah.
Because the couple of,
Well-
the couple of videos that you have out are fucking hilarious, but it's cell phone footage
Yeah.
and the audio is audience
Yeah.
audio. So like you're not directly on the mic,
tough.
you're not, and it sounds like shit and it's
Yeah.
unwatchable.
And it's like, sorry to cut you off. For somebody like
Yeah.
me too, I spend so much of my time writing, performing,
Yeah.
doing all sorts of other stuff. Somebody said a while back, it's like if you want to be a musician in the 21st century, well, guess what? You have to be a musician. You have to be a writer. You have to be a promoter. You have to be a booker. You have to be an audio tech. You have to be a visual tech or
Yeah.
camera guy. It's like, yeah, you have to be all those things if you want to have a self-sustaining career.
Yeah, you have to be this like full-on social media influencer
It's insane. And
first.
And even then, like that's not going to guarantee you gigs. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so that's the other thing too. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, and especially if you're a guitarist, finding a guitar tone, an audio mic that picks up your guitar tone without using a condenser mic or having to run it through something that syncs up the audio with the visual.
Right.
Because that's going to take you grip. And for me, I don't have time for that stuff. I need something
Right.
that's going right to my phone, because phones, luckily nowadays, take good enough video.
Yeah.
And so you're like, if you get good lighting, you're like, I can make the video work, but the
Yeah.
audio is the real kick.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's super, super tough trying to find that, that balance. I've
Yeah.
tried so many different things, and sometimes I can get it to work out and sometimes I don't. And I have guitars that sound great with this mic, and I have guitars that sound terrible with that mic.
Oh man, there's such a steep learning curve with trying to learn how to record music.
Yeah.
Like my brother and I played in bands our whole lives together, and we recorded our own music, and that's why we had this Zoom recorder in the first place.
Yeah.
It wasn't for podcasting; it was for recording
Sure.
drum tracks and guitar tracks separately.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like back in, this was like 2015, 2016, 17, we were like fully in it. We had a band, we were like, actively recording and just trying to be like proficient enough to even know how to set the mics up.
Yeah.
It was like, I'd watch this guy SMG Media or whatever. Like he's from Canada. He's an audio engineer from Canada. I think he's in like Sudbury, but
Okay.
he's like, I just remember watching his videos and he'd be like, dude, okay, this is how you like speakers need to hit a certain amperage before they actually come alive. And you want to
Yeah.
record on those speakers when they come alive. And so he'd like give these tips and tricks, like turn your amp on, but like
So nuts.
nothing plugged into it. Turn your volume up until you hear it go, and then all of a sudden that's how high this
Jeez.
volume needs to be.
Yeah.
And like, dude, miking drums,
Oh, yeah.
it's fucking impossible. It's impossible. You got 20 mics and everything needs to be angled in a different way or set up in a
Yep.
different way.
And it's always the snare.
yeah.
It's always the damn snare.
It's like, but yeah, dude, and that was just trying to do the engineering of it, which
Yeah.
was like, how do we record this and make it sound how we hear it when we're in the room?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, okay, now also be social media managers where you're trying to have a brand
Yeah.
and maintain that brand, but also like get an audience that's engaged.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking impossible. It's so much.
I will say this on a side note, whatever mics you're using here, they're awesome.
Thanks.
Because normally I hate my voice. Like I'm always like, for a big guy, I'm like, I have a high voice. And then I get on this, I'm like, how you doing?
it's like
So
smooth jazz.
sultry. Yeah. I feel like I should be on a early morning radio show.
It's like 1 a.m.
The
smooth
Lake.
jazz.
You've tuned into 105.3 The Lake.
Dude, out in Grand Rapids, don't you guys have like a lot of college radio?
You'd think that, but WGVU is really the only big one.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's not even the biggest station we have is by far 97.9 WGRD.
Right on.
That's the biggest one, and a lot of that comes with Free Beer and Hot Wings show because they're nationally syndicated. So, but they've been around forever. WGRD has. They're the one of the stations that's them in 96.9.
Okay.
Those are like the two that have, which is all the rock that you and I just talked about not too long ago.
The butt rock stations.
Yeah. It's
Those are always the biggest ones.
yeah, WLAV.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I mean, I get why they exist. Like, especially like you go on a job site and everyone wants to, like, you want to play music.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
a place for them.
well, I'm
but
not going to fucking put on like the weird, obscure shit that I like listening to once in a while.
I still do, but that's because I'm a cynical asshole.
But, dude, so speaking of doing these, like shitting on these anything but everything rock.
It's not even that. You know what, though? I'll say this. I don't think we're necessarily shitting on them. I think what we're shitting on is the idea that there's more than 2 songs that they can play.
Right.
That's it. It's not that.
drives
It's
me-
not the. It's not the demographic. It's not the genre. It's not the bands. It's the fact that they're repetitiously playing the same thing.
The same, yeah.
I love Boston. Brad Delp to me is one of the best lead rock vocalists ever.
Yeah.
He's unreal. I love Boston. I hate More Than a Feeling.
Right.
Because it's the only. I'm like, you know how many good freaking songs Boston had?
Right.
So many good songs, and all I ever hear is More Than a Feeling.
Right.
And that's the problem that I have with those stations.
Dude, as I've gotten older, I've become more disciplined about the way I go about listening to new music.
Yeah.
And so like going back and listening to things that I hated.
Yeah.
Because like intentionally going like, why do I hate that?
Yeah.
And then but through doing that, I'm like, oh, the Beach Boys are amazing.
Brian Wilson's a genius.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Dave Matthews Band, my favorite band by far. Like it's
Some of his guitar work, you're like, this is
the weirdest shit of all time.
Yeah, and you're like, that's pretty crazy for a '90s, alternative jazz rock band. I guess you could say. You know, it's like, these are some pretty complex chords that he's playing.
Right. And that's as a guy who's played music his whole life, that's why I love them so much.
Sure.
Like they don't do anything that's derivative. There's nothing. That's like that you expect.
All right. On that topic, do you have songs right now? I've asked this question lately because I've kind of changed my way on some tunes. Do you have songs right now that you grew up hating that you listen to now and you're like, I kind of like that song?
Higher Love, Steve Winwood.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking, that's the kind of music I would hear in like a Salvation
Okay,
Army or
but
like
I will say I
Coles.
still can't stand Valerie. That song, I don't know why. But Valerie.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm good.
Dude, Higher Love is the song I am obsessed with Men at Work right now,
Land Down Under.
which I fucking hate. They're so funny. I
Yeah.
fucking hated.
Oh, the video for that was so great. It's epic.
I hated Men at Work when I was a kid. I was like, the 80s stuff is so fucking lame.
Oh,
like,
dude,
shut
some of it's so good.
Aha and fucking all this
It's
stuff
one
I
of my
hated.
my 6-year-old son's one of his favorite songs is "Take on Me." By
Take on
Aha.
Me?
Yeah.
Dude.
And I'll tell you what, like I listen to Crowded House. You know Crowded House. Don't Dream It's Over.
No.
Hey now,
Oh, yeah,
don't dream. And so that
Oh, yeah, you
song,
have a terrible voice, by the way. You fuck.
It wasn't that bad.
I'm being
facetious, yeah.
sarcastic.
I was like, what?
He's got a good voice. He's been talking
What
about
do you
how terrible of a singer he is for an hour. And then he's like, by the way,
Hits those notes. I was like, wait, what?
Fergie and Jesus.
That's hilarious. Thank you, by the way. No, so that song, like if you listen to the song, like I would listen to that song growing up and I'm like, it's a good tune. But like I listened to the vocal pattern and it's so weird because he's like trying to fit so many words into, chord progression. It's just too much. And you're like, that's weird. But then you listen to now what he's actually saying and the lyrics behind it, you're like, that's a pretty deep song. Yeah. And so it's crazy how you have it. So I bring the subject up, but there's 2 songs that I can think of, like, because I'm a big 90s guy, right? Even though I grew up in the late 80s and throughout the 90s. The 2 songs that I could not stand growing up that I guess you could say, there's 3 of them, I guess you could say. And one I absolutely love, 2 I like. The one I love, Linger by the Cranberries.
Yeah.
Oh, especially as now I've grown, like my taste in music has grown. Like I said, I always have I love classical. Like you hear the strings kick in, da, 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 da. You're like, oh, this is epic, man. It's so good.
It's so, yeah.
And I hated that song as a kid.
It's such it was overplayed like
it was.
fuck,
It definitely
dude.
was when it first came
But
out.
my God, what an eerie song.
Yeah.
And and especially in the context of what ended up happening with her passing away.
Oh, yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, holy shit. Okay, this is like this whole arrangement was derived from real pain.
Dolores O'Riordan.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Real pain. But
Yeah.
like, my God, the Cranberries are incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't stand Zombie. I'll say that.
Oh,
though.
Yeah.
me
With
too.
their tanks and their bombs and their...
Stop it.
That song drives me nuts.
It's like you're one step below Bjork.
We gotta be careful. We are going to Ireland in a few months. So we gotta be careful.
That's all right though.
We're gonna get jumped if we talk too much shit.
It's just that song.
Yeah.
And I think,
Cranberries are
again, it was
incredible.
overplayed.
Yeah, the two other ones though that I like now that I could not stand growing up, 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins.
I love the Smashing Pumpkins.
I hated though that at first that you're like, this is really boring. But
Yeah.
now I listen to it and I'm like, oh, it's really nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
And then the other one is New Radicals. Get What You Give. Don't let go. They got the music.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's such a good. That's a banger.
But I hated that
Love
song
that.
growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and then like, I listened to it and I'm like, this reminds me of good times.
Yeah.
It's catchy.
The nostalgia for sure is a dude. One song I loved because it infuriated my brother was that Savage Garden had a hit song. I can't remember
Which
the name
one?
I thought you were going to say
I
Mbop.
knew I loved you.
God,
Truly, madly, deeply.
Truly, madly, deeply. Drove my brother absolutely fucking insane because we were metalheads. But I'm
Yeah.
like, I'd put on Savage Garden, and
So-
he's just like, dude, why? Stop! No,
So-
Mbop was definitely part of that. Too.
Yeah. Well, now go back and listen to Mbop again. I guarantee you enjoy it.
It's so fun.
It is.
It's
And
so, I have no issues with.
they did it with like
Mbop.
London Philharmonic Orchestra or something like that, and you're like, I hate to love this. It's so good.
It's so good.
They're very talented.
Yeah.
You got to give credit where credit's due. It's the same thing with boy bands. Like in my era, like you hated all the boy bands. You hear them now, and you're like, it's kind of a banger.
Dude, I was literally gonna bring this up.
I never hated NSYNC.
Well, yeah, but you weren't a 16-year-old teenage boy either when it was like super popular.
I was literally just about to bring this up because like I grew up a metalhead, so I was listening to like all this weird obscure shit.
Sure.
I'm like listening to, Orgy and like all the new metal bands.
Yeah.
You know, like I listened to like Slipknot and fucking Limp Bizkit and all this like alternative angry shit, Marilyn Manson, all of
Yeah.
it. And then like my sisters would play all the boy band shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's so fucking lame.
But now you hear-
and I also like hated it because it was so obviously engineered. Like you guys
Oh,
don't even know
100%.
each other. You don't care about this at all. You're just like
somebody analyzed the Backstreet Boys, and if like you put all their big hits up against each other, it's the same drum beat. It's the same
Hilarious.
drum pattern, and then we're like, whoa, you like.
they had probably figured out that like
Yeah, it's a
if
recipe
we played
for
at
success.
this beat per minute
Yeah,
and this
exactly.
duration and
Yeah.
and all of the guys look different enough so that everyone gets their like every
And as
girl
long as
gets
harmonies-
their flavor
yep,
in
and
there.
as long as the harmonies are hitting,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, it works.
It's so engineered.
and you hated that at the time, but now
When they're like
you're in your car,
everybody,
Yeah,
I'm like,
or
oh
you're-
shit,
yeah, you're here. You are my fire, and you're like, oh,
turning it up immediately.
I'm singing it.
Yeah, I'm immediately
the one, and you're like, all right, yeah, it's in. It's,
Banger.
I'm done.
banger.
You can't help it. You're like, it's.
I do,
does.
and I tell you what, I fucking love Justin Timberlake.
Yeah?
like
You
that
know what?
2020 album, no skips.
I never liked him until he started doing Saturday Night Live, and when I knew he could actually be,
Funny.
yeah, not only funny but also self-deprecating in a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you can make fun of yourself and be okay with it. That's when I started to like him.
Yeah.
I think that goes a long way when artists don't take themselves too seriously.
You know what? I think I might have had the same trajectory and like starting to like him because seeing him do the Lonely Island shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is hysterical.
Yeah.
Like he's actually super funny.
Yeah.
Also,
I
when he
loved
started-
him with ramen noodle hair, so he was all over my walls.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I look nothing like him, so that's cool. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel like that. Unbelievable.
At least she didn't say Joey Fatone.
Listen, I'll put on one of those
Lance
get
was
out
my
hats.
jam.
I'll put on fake sleeve tattoos and put on one of those full brim get out hats, and you can have your Joey Fatone fantasy with me. I look more
good.
like Joey Fatone than Justin Timberlake.
That's true.
That's
you
true.
just you gotta get the goatee going.
Do you remember?
NSYNC was my first concert.
Was it?
Yeah. Lance Bass waved at me.
He was telling you to get out of the way so you could see the cute guy behind you.
But, I mean, I was 7, so
Ooh,
I don't think he was.
Yeah, so you better hope so. You know what my first concert was? No doubt.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
1996 Tragic Kingdom at the Van Andel Arena was my first concert.
Dude, No Doubt would be a sick concert.
It was really good. It was the height of their popularity when they had Spiderwebs and Don't Speak and Just a Girl, and that whole album was fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's funny. While we're on the subject, I like to share this. So, as a musician, I can't go see concerts.
No?
I can't. I am the opposite of my old lead singer. That dude would go to every concert. He was in for different ways. I mean, we both love the music. He went because he wanted to see it live, and he loved the artist, and I respect the hell out of that. I am the worst when I go see a concert. If I go see a concert, it has to be two things. It has to be a once-in-a-lifetime show or somebody that really, really influenced me as a musician. That's it. Otherwise, I go and I ruin it for myself.
You're like analyzing it instead of experiencing it?
I'm analyzing the guitarist. I have no business doing that. But it's in me.
Yeah.
Like, what's he doing? Why?
Mm-hmm.
And then I spend the entire time wanting to be up there.
Mm.
I'm like, I should be up there. I need to be up there.
Yeah.
Like, I hate the feeling of
not being part of
not
it.
being part of it, not being able to perform at the time. And it sucks. It's my cross to bear.
Yeah.
but at least I realize it.
Yeah.
And so I don't go see concerts. The last concert I went and saw was 4 years ago now, I think 4 or 5 years ago. And it was the Gin Blossoms, who I've seen twice in concert. But that's because I love their music. Their writing style, they're the most underrated 90s band ever.
Gin Blossoms,
The Gin Blossoms.
and the Silverstein, I think, are the
Yeah.
two that should be.
Dude,
They should be the Mount Rushmore, I think.
or how about people love to shit on them, but Matchbox 20.
I love Matchbox 20.
That album, Yourself or Someone Like You, what is it, like Triple Diamond?
Is it
or
on
whatever?
that one?
What's that?
It's on one of these collages that I
behind
have. It's behind me.
Yeah, there you go, in the middle. Yeah, you can tell that due to the leather hat. Yeah, yeah, that album was ridiculous.
Yeah.
My lead singer, that was his favorite band, and so we covered almost every damn song on that album, and I didn't hate it by any means, but Gin Blossoms I've seen twice in concert because people are like, oh yeah, I remember them from Hey Jealousy, and you're like, no, you also remember them from Follow You Down, Found Out About You, and I can go on.
Right.
And they had like 7 huge hits. People are like, oh yeah, that was them. Oh yeah, that was them.
Right.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
them.
Right.
It's like, yeah, they were so good.
Yeah.
And so I've seen them twice in concert, and then
Are they good?
they're very good.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, they're one of the weird bands that I actually think the vocalist, Robin, I can't think of his last name, I think he actually sounds almost better that he's gotten older. But their songs were also not like these super crazy inflectious vocal songs where they needed a lot of range. So he's not trying to go out like the 80s metal bands that we're talking about and trying to like really,
are impossible when you're in your 50s.
Exactly. So like it doesn't really affect them that much.
Yeah.
And the music was always so good.
God, that's interesting because when I think about the Gin Blossoms vocal style, it's very much like
It's very
a
mellow.
teenager's voice.
That's a very mellow, yeah. And it's very mellow.
So just to hear that voice age, I wonder what he sounds like now.
They just did a thing. You can go on Instagram and find it. They just did like a thing where they were doing a little concert in the park, and there was no audience or anything, but they were doing their big hits, and they sound great. I was like, wow, that's fantastic, and they sounded great when I saw them live. The only other band I've seen more than once is Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, right on.
And Blue Oyster Cult is the band that actually started me playing guitar. And
Really?
And every time I tell people that, they're like, that's the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
And I'm
when,
like, it is the truth, though. I was 10 years old, and I heard Don't Fear the Reaper, and that guitar riff, the ding 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 ding, and I was like, I loved that riff, that song so much that listening to it wasn't enough. And I was like, I have to do this more. Like, must be more. I need this song more. And so I picked up a guitar. That's what led to everything, and that's where I am today because of that. And also underrated guitarist too.
Yeah.
Buck Dharma, unreal. Live, oh my God, that guy's insane. So good.
My orange. So I've been playing drums since I was 8. So
Yeah.
24 years now. Just crazy to say, but my origin story for playing drums is the most ridiculous fucking.
Now you got to share.
Do you remember the show Out of the Box? It's a kid show.
I want to say I do. I know it sounds familiar to me. I can't picture it in my head.
So
but-
there was 2 hosts. There's a Asian female and a black guy with dreads.
Okay.
They were like the 2 hosts of the show. It was a kid show.
I know exactly what you're talking
so they're
about
like
now.
pretending to be like inside a cardboard box world.
Yeah.
At the end of every show, he would pull out a set of bongos and they would play this outro song. It's goodbye, farewell to you, my friend.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I wanted bongos.
And he was very happy all the time too. Like the smile never left that dude's face either. It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude, wholesome as fuck. I mean, wholesome. I mean, obviously it's a kid show.
Yeah,
It's
right.
super wholesome and like the happiest people. But so him playing the bongos, I was like, I need to have bongos. And also, this is stupid as fuck, but I thought he looked like the breakdancing dude from Tekken. So I was like, he's so cool.
Wait, you're talking about the Capoeira guy, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Jeffrey.
Oh God, what was his name? Was his name Jeffrey?
I think so.
He had like eyebrow piercings and dreads. I just he was
Yeah.
cool as hell.
Yeah.
So like, because of Out of the Box, I asked for bongos for a holiday, like
Nice.
for Christmas.
Yeah.
I got a set of bongos and I played them relentlessly for like an entire year.
That's awesome.
And then I think it was the next Christmas or maybe it was a birthday. Open up and it's a set of drums and it's like
that's
obviously you're into this, so here you go.
That's cool.
And then just the rails were off. I was like, so like my drum
I
people were like,
had
oh,
a full cage. It was a pearl set. It was unbelievable.
and
Had a lighting rack and everything. It was-
People like, I started playing drums because of Neil Peart, and I started playing drums because of Danny Carey. I'm like,
Yeah.
I started playing drums because of the guy from
dude.
Out of the Box.
Yeah, it's crazy what inspires you, dude. When people see what I do and they're like, "Oh, so who inspired you?" And was it Michael Hedges? Because that's always like the fingerstyle guitars. Because he was the first guy.
It wasn't the what was the guy that used to sell his guitars on QVC?
Oh,
The,
Esteban.
Esteban wasn't Esteban.
No, but I will say a slight story off of that. There's a guy. His name is Preston Reed, and Preston Reed came to Grand Rapids one time, and he played at the college, and they aired it on like the local broadcast station on TV. And I saw him, and he does a lot of upside down tapping stuff with his left hand. And I remember seeing him as a kid and going, "Oh my God, that's crazy!" And my second year at the CGF, I hung out with Preston.
No kidding.
He was there. Yeah, I was like, that's the world that that I'm in now, and it's insane to be able to like say that like these are guys. When I started looking at like the Candy Rat artist, another guy that like whose music I really liked is a guy. His name's Van Larkins. That's his last name. Everybody just calls him Van. He's an Australian dude, but he was one of the first guys I listened to, was exposed to, and just his stuff blew me away. I had an hour-long conversation with Van Larkins last night on the phone. We're shooting the shit. We're friends, and it's just like this is crazy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's unreal. But so like the inspiration like you're talking about. I mean, I saw the first fingerstyle guitarist ever that kind of blew me away was on local college broadcast television, and it's like that inspired me. It's like, so yeah, you never know where it's going to come from for sure.
Yeah. Dude, and that for me, I talk about this because I don't really like Dream Theater.
Yeah.
But I respect the fuck out of the
Yeah, for
musicians
sure,
in
yeah.
that band. Like they're incredible. It's just not my jam.
Yeah, same.
And as a metalhead, I feel like I'm like cursing God as I say that. Like you can't say that. But
That's like when you tell people you don't like In Flames, it's the same reaction too.
Right,
They're like,
right.
what?
Well,
And you're
how
like,
could you not?
Yeah. You're like, yes.
But somebody in my family had heard that I was getting into playing the drums and like, I have this like old Sabian Cymbals VHS
Nice.
tape.
Yeah.
Do you want it? I'm like, yeah.
Heck yeah.
And so like it's like a 40-minute Sabian Cymbals advertisement, but it's got like Terry Bozzio and Mike Portnoy and like all these drummers in there
big
going
guys.
like, oh yeah, this is what I play and this is why I play. So Mike Portnoy was the only from Dream Theater.
Yeah.
Was the only guy that actually played a song on that tape.
Oh, really?
And he's like, so he's going over in the video, he's going over his kit and he's like, I do everything like a mirror image. Like I set my drum set up so I have the same thing on both sides of me so that,
Yeah.
And so I remember thinking like, that's cool as fuck. I'm going to try to do that too. Cause I'd like to be able to do whatever on both sides.
Yeah.
But then he's like, but the best way to sell these cymbals is to hear it within the context of a song. And then he plays like the most insane prog metal song. And it's only like a 4-minute song, but I'm just like, he's insane. And I just like, and then it was like the obsession is like real. All of a sudden I'm like doing rudiments like on my lap, like getting yelled at in biology class, trying to like work on my paradiddles and
Dude, where you got the pen though?
oh yeah, dude, I got in
That
trouble
was
constantly
so
for
big
that.
in high school.
Yeah. Like one of my in elementary, I got in trouble because my desk had a permanent blue scribble
Nice.
like in the middle from me doing that.
The swipes.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny. You talk about inspiration now. Where like most of my inspiration comes as a musician. Do you know the Studio Ghibli movies at all?
Yeah.
So okay, the composer for that, Joe Hisaishi. It's funny. It's not his real name. I learned this recently from a friend. But the guy that composes all the music for the Studio Ghibli movies, fantastic. I find inspiration from a lot of his stuff. Video games. Nobuo Uematsu that does like he did the Final Fantasy soundtrack stuff.
You and my brother would
Yeah.
It was my brother's. I don't mean to cut you off, but
No, you're fine.
My brother's actively trying to be a composer for TV and film.
Yeah,
so
dude.
I think he's putting out music constantly.
That's awesome.
And this is the world that he dives into. And he grew up a metal guitar player, so
Yeah.
now he went the other direction,
Yeah.
which is like, I'm trying to draw from my experiences as a metal artist,
Yeah.
and then turn it into compositions for
sure.
TV and film.
Yeah.
which
It's a long go, but it can definitely pay off, you
Yeah.
know, and it's definitely fun. But yeah, if video games, movies like that, the bigger one that people are mentioning now, I'm actually, I'm 41, so I grew up with every damn video game system there was. So a part of me is always a gamer, but not, I'm also a father and there's reality and I'm a homeowner, so it only goes so far.
Right.
But like the big one that people are talking about now is Expedition 33 for PS5.
He just brought this up.
Yeah,
he said he literally bought the game to play it because of people talking about the music that's in the game.
Same. And how that guy was found is the people that created the video game, they were basically starting from scratch because they were two guys, from my understanding, there were two guys that worked for a big company that left, and they were just trying to find out anybody that could help them. So they went to Reddit. And they found Reddit posts, and that's how they got like the main writer for their scripts for the characters. That's how they got some of the voice actors, and then they found that guy on SoundCloud.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were just like, "Can you throw this together?" And like, I guess he put that whole thing together in like 2 weeks or something.
No
insane.
shit.
Yeah. And so
And funny enough, like people are that game is selling because of that guy's music.
Yeah, it's literally a big reason behind it for sure. I mean, that's what got me started at first was people kept telling me like, "Hey, you should check this out."
Yeah.
But like a couple of playlists I listened to. Another game is called Planet of Lana. It's this little independent developed, game. It's like a 6-hour game or whatever. The music is unreal.
Yeah.
It's this guy, I was watching a video on him, and he got like a Scottish singer, this operatic Scottish woman, to come sing like these beautiful lines over like these unreal scores that he put together. And he even said, he goes, I was really inspired by like the early 90s movies, like the Indiana Jones and Stargate and stuff like that. And he's like, that's kind of where I wanted to take it. And it's like, holy cow. And just for like a $10 video game, you're like, you got this out of it. So you find inspiration in the weirdest places,
Yeah.
but like, that's like where a lot of the world I'm in now. And then I mentioned Zelda, like the old school Zelda. People love that.
We had
And so-
some of the most incredible music in video games growing up.
Oh, God, yeah.
Metroid and like Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
And all of the
Not
Final
the Mario
Fantasy
games.
Mario. Yeah, I mean that almost goes without saying. Like those have some of the most iconic
Did you
songs of all time.
did you have a Super Nintendo at all?
I did.
Okay, so there's a game, you have to check this out, especially if you're a metal guy. Like, you got to think this is 32-bit, but like the songs, they're unreal. If somebody ever turned them into a metal version, I would love to, but it's just not my forte. The game is called UN Squadron.
I thought you were about to say Unisracers. I was
No,
going to do
no.
a backflip. What, UN Squadron?
Yeah, UN Squadron. It's a side-scroll plane game where you're fighting things coming off the side of the screen and you're
Okay.
flying around. The songs, dude, they're so good. Like if you like the lead guitar, but in 32-bit for
Yeah.
those, it's
dude.
so awesome.
Yeah. It's similar to like Mega Man type.
Yeah, side
music.
scroller. Yeah, yes,
Like-
yeah, very techno-y, hyped up, but
Yeah.
this one's more in rock form, like a rock format.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Did you
and
play Unisracers by chance?
I didn't know.
Literally a racing unicycle game.
Really?
And it was the most fun game that we had. Out of every game that we had, Uniracers was the shit, dude.
I still have a Super Nintendo.
Go find Uniracers.
I have that and my Nintendo 64 still.
Hell yeah.
Just for pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
I have one too.
Do you?
Just at my parents' house.
Yeah,
But we have them.
I have to go back and play Ocarina of Time like every once in a while. It's so good of a game.
Yeah.
It's unreal. And same with like the original Mortal Kombat 2 or in 3. Like I have to like that was my childhood.
Yeah.
In my early teen years, like playing those games.
I need
So
to get
have
an
to go back.
SNES, dude. Like that's what we grew up playing until we got a PlayStation. Then it was
Yeah.
like nothing but skateboarding and BMX and
Oh, yeah.
motocross games.
Well, yeah,
but,
Tony Hawk came out and you
oh
lived
man,
that game.
I literally got somewhere in here. I got
1080.
Dave Mira freestyle BMX.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah. 1080 snowboarding. Remember that?
oh
one?
yeah,
That was-
yeah. Oh man. We had SSX.
Okay.
That was the one that we had. But the
Okay.
snowboarding games were the shit.
I had when I was
Freak style.
when I had it was a kid. It's a true story. I got one of my scores posted in Nintendo Power magazine.
No way.
Yeah, for 1080 snowboarding. Do you remember 1080 snowboarding?
Yeah.
I set a record for the half pipe
That's
in
fucking
the competition when I was
awesome.
like, I don't even remember how old I was, like 15, 16 maybe. Yeah, it was unreal.
It's fucking awesome.
I was like, I always thought about that. I'm like, I wonder if I go back if it's still a record. Like I'm still holding this crazy old record.
Right.
Like, and how much of a nerd was I as a kid, too, to set a half pipe record on a snowboarding game?
Fucking awesome. Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah, it's
God.
crazy.
What else did we play on the SNES? Metroid Prime and what was that black cartridge? Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, Killer
Yeah, it's a
Instinct
good
is
one.
the shit.
Primal Fear was another one that was like that, too.
Primal Fear. That was the one that had like the
Dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs.
But they did the fatalities, too, just
Yeah.
like Killer Instinct. And yeah, they brought Killer Instinct back, too, for, I want to say it was Xbox One or something like
Yeah.
that. And they got rid of all the fatalities on it. I was like, nobody's
What's the
playing
point
this.
now?
Yeah, I was like, if
Yeah.
I want to play this, I'll play Tekken.
right.
Yeah. Or I'll go play, like, remember Virtua Fighter?
No.
Virtua Fighter was Tekken before Tekken was Tekken.
Okay.
Virtua Fighter was the first fighting 3D game that came out like that. And it was an arcade mainly. But it was literally Tekken before Tekken came out. It's just Tekken came out shortly after and then revolutionized that style of fighting game.
Right on.
Is it? It's an arcade game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Dude, I absolutely love Tekken. I loved it. We just bought a PS5 for the kids for
Yeah.
Christmas. We have 3 kids, and so we got a PS5 for them. It's really for me, but it's for them. They
Noted.
got a PS5. I
Yep.
got a PS5. And yeah, but we I every time the kids turn it on and I see an advertisement for like Tekken 12 or whatever the fuck they're on now, I'm like,
And the only reason I know that is because I was just in a GameStop picking up Expedition 33 and
Yeah.
I almost pulled the trigger and got Tekken 8.
Yeah.
I think I've owned one Tekken game in my life.
I'm trying to not spend the $75 or whatever
Yeah.
it is. I'm like, I don't need it. Like
Yeah.
I'm a fucking dad. Like
Right.
I get to play for 5 minutes at a time, maybe. So
I
like,
play when they sleep
yeah.
and I'm still awake. That's when I play.
I want to go to bed before them because I get up at 4 a.m. You know,
yeah, that's
so
rough.
So I'm sending the kids to bed at 8:30, and like by the time 8:30 comes around, I'm like, come, all right, potty in bed, let's go. You know,
Oh man, there's truth to that.
my buddy says that he's like, I tried to do the later thing, but
Yeah.
now I just get up way earlier than everybody. So he's like, on the weekends, I still get up at 4 a.m. So he's like, I just get up and watch a movie or play
Sure.
video games before
Yeah.
everyone else gets up. Like,
Yep.
that's the move.
That's another reason why I've been getting up so early during the week, because then I have extra time for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need it. Like, especially, like I said, I work so much. I'm on 2 different hockey leagues. I'm a full-time musician. I work full-time first shift. I'm a dad. I'm a homeowner. You know, it's busy life. And
Yeah.
so, like, I need that time, especially physically. Like, my body is just, 30 years of contact sports, roughly, hockey and football. And it's like, and I was a bouncer when I was really young, too. That doesn't help anything either. And my brother was a cage fighter, and he trained with him for a little bit, and it's just like, my body hates me now. So it's like I need time to where I'm like just telling myself, like, just sit down, dude. Like,
Yeah.
don't feel guilty playing a video game, even though you will as a father. You always will.
Yeah.
A little bit, but it's like you got to rest with that and just go, dude. Your body needs this. Like,
Dude,
just enjoy that.
anytime I'm not doing something productive, I just feel like a sack of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I got laundry to catch up on.
Yeah.
I got podcast editing to catch up on.
Yeah, my wife has to tell me to stop sometimes.
Yeah.
She's like, you do it to yourself, and I'm like, I know, but it's like I can't stop sometimes. It's
Yeah.
like I look at something, I'm like, it's got to be fixed.
Right.
Does it need to be fixed now? Does now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Now that I'm fixated on it.
Yeah,
it's
if I don't
gotta-
fix it now, I got to do it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, when we first bought our house, I did so much like remodeling and work to it that now I'm okay with things being halfway done because I got so burnt out.
Sure.
We bought a house with a finished basement, and we're like, oh, if we put up one wall, we can make that our master bedroom. And then it turned out that none of the walls were in the right spot, so we just like I gutted it and
Yeah.
redid the entire thing.
Yep.
And God, I mean, like I was working 7/10s at the Gordie Howe Bridge too. So
Oh,
like
geez.
I'm working 70 hours a week, and then I'm going home and working on the house until I'm going to the new house while the kids and Paige are at the old house.
Yeah.
And I'm working till midnight and then going to sleep on an air mattress. And then I'm like, all right, it's 4 a.m. Got to get back up. Got to go to work. And dude, it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, something's leaking. I don't give. Is it ruining anything right now? No. All right, I don't give a fuck. It's not getting fixed for a while.
Yeah.
But-
I feel you, man. So it's funny. I'm gonna kind of gear off this a little bit because it just popped in my head too. It's funny because when I first walked in, you didn't realize I was really from the west side of the state.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and I think that's crazy too. So have you been sitting here wondering like how the hell I found out about you guys, or how
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. When you were like, oh yeah, it took me. I drove 2 hours. So and I was like, hold on, where are you from?
Yeah.
Because like I talked to so many people that
Sure.
like through trying to schedule. Like we're scheduled for like 7 months.
That's awesome, dude.
Which is two guests a week for like 7 months.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I can't write, like I don't remember everything about everybody. So you were like,
Of
oh yeah,
course.
I'm from the far west side. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, fucking what?
Yeah.
Like, what?
And most people are like, I'm from like Metro Detroit area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. Proximity is always your first go-to.
Yeah.
And that's with everybody, the way they start off,
Yeah.
When I started playing shows by myself, I started playing things closer to home,
Yeah.
before you branch out. It's always proximity always comes first. No, and it's funny too because, and I imagine though, like it's got to be awesome. Like when you hear that, you're like, sweet, holy shit, how you're from the west side of the state, like,
Yeah.
and I think that's awesome. So how I found out about you guys actually was on Facebook. Somebody posted you guys in, I think it was the Michigan musicians page, and somebody tagged me in it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't remember who tagged me, but they tagged me in a post, and they're like, yeah, this podcast is growing, like check them out, like be cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, shit, cool. Yeah. So I was like, all right. And that's when I reached out. I was like, hey.
You're one of the earliest ones that reached out because I mean, like I said, we're scheduled until like
Yeah, that's sweet.
July now.
Yeah, and I was listening to some of your stuff, and you were even saying, you were like, yeah, man, this is growing so quick. And I saw it looks like you got some sponsors backing you right now.
No,
Yeah.
we don't have any sponsors.
No, this is the steakhouse thing. Wasn't that?
Steakhouse thing? No,
Yeah.
we don't have a.
I swear to God, I saw something like shortly before I came here. It was, I'll have to look again. Yeah.
I would love for a steakhouse.
Yeah,
to
because that's
sponsor
what I
me,
swear.
dude.
I swear to God, I saw that. I was like, all right, yeah. It's like, okay, totally understand now.
No,
was
I
like,
would.
yeah.
I would love to get a steakhouse.
I'll have to show
sponsor.
you my phone when I'm done. We'll have to unbury that
Right on.
that fucking thing because I
Yeah.
swear to God, I'm not crazy.
Dude, I would love to get sponsors, but I mean, it all I've said it a couple times on the podcast, but I'm like, I feel like we're getting close to a tipping point where like it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a self-sustaining monster because
Sure.
it's getting like we went from 40 views of like family and friends on our
Yeah.
videos to like like we've got one on TikTok that's like 600,000 on one
Yeah,
video.
that's
you know what
awesome.
I mean? That's definitely not the average. The average is like 1,500, 2,000,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
But I mean, my God, if we keep getting these random semi-viral clips,
Yeah,
that
for sure.
drive following.
Yeah. And
know.
for me, with me, the way I see it too, it's like, there's a couple reasons, like networking, like just coming here and doing this, like not too many people, unless you saw me play at the festival. This isn't my area necessarily.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, it also helps me get out to a broader audience, but just in general, what I saw at first was just, you guys seemed really cool. And I was like,
Appreciate
this
it.
should be a fun conversation, and I'm a talker. So like it works out, and I was like, this would be just a fun thing. If anything else, and nothing ever, if this does nothing for me or does nothing for you or does any, who cares?
We
Like,
get
it was
to-
just
we
like,
get to have a cool conversation.
we had a great story and a great conversation
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And it's like, that's a time that I won't forget. I'll be like, this was fucking cool. This is
Yeah.
super fun, more than anything. So
Oh, yeah.
And then now when we see, he's playing in Lake Orion,
yeah.
we should go.
Yeah,
Right,
and that'd be super sweet if I can get my foot back in that friggin' door. Because it's the hardest thing when like a booking manager or owners change places. It's really hard because you have to establish all new relationships. Because you worked so hard to establish the relationship to begin with. Somebody books you, and then not only that, but like if it's a good relationship, they're like, we booked you for 6 shows here this year. That's what you really need as a musician.
Yeah.
You need reoccurring, shows.
Yeah.
And when you have that, and they're good shows, they're good paying shows, people love you, the ambiance is great, you fit in, and all of a sudden they're like, we sold it. And you're like,
Oh no.
yeah, it sucks. There's
Yeah.
a place in northern Michigan that I play, and it's like a Thomas Kincaid painting. It's the most beautiful place in the world. And I go there, and it is like God made that venue for me. Every time I go there, I crush it. And not just like with the audience, but like a lot with the audience. But I mean, I always feel like I play 10 times better. I feel like my sound is 10 times better. It feels like when I'm playing in that scene, it's like, this is where I'm meant to be. And then you have the clientele. I mean, let's be honest. They're very wealthy up in that area, up in the Leelanau province.
Oh, yeah.
So then you get those people, they love you, they tip you, and you're like, oh, this turned out to be a way better gig than I thought too.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that, materialistic asshole, but
you also have, you
have kids.
You have kids.
Yeah,
to feed,
exactly.
and
I have kids, and that I really, I
it's
rely on that
reality.
as part of a source of income. So so and then they just told me, they informed me they changed owners too, and I'm like, oh.
No.
And so I've been just like playing this waiting game for like the new owners to come in to try to get my foot back in that and just go like, all right, dude, like and try to, the nice thing is that the employees there really like me too. They love having me. So I have people that are, staying on the staff that can back me up.
Nice.
So that's huge, but you never know because the owners would be like, I don't want music here anymore. And you're like, oh, it was such a good thing.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
So with the festivals here near town, it's hoping that I can establish that relationship with whoever the owners are.
Yeah.
Because the person that did all their events booking is now gone, and it was sucked because she was awesome too. She's just the nicest lady ever.
I wonder what their events will look like now.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I think I looked on their website and I think they still are doing the same festivals.
Okay.
So I think everything is still planned the way they used to. And I just inquired about 2 of them because there was 2 that I always did that worked really well for me. And the Michigan Made Festival that they did, yeah, man, it was just the music I played was so good for that festival. And then they would always do one in near the fall. They changed the names several times though. One was like Down on the Farm Fest, one was Fall Fest, and so I think it was going to be something different this year. But it's just that fall festival essentially.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try to get at least on those 2 because I don't expect any time to be like, hey, you want to have me for almost every one of these shows again this year? No.
Yeah.
They didn't have any of those growing up. It was
No?
just like a bunch of little shops.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny. I shot them an email on a whim. I was just looking for festivals to play.
Yeah.
And they responded. They looked at the events manager looked at my stuff. She was like, I really like it. She's like, I'd like to have you. And then when I performed live, like the first 2 times she saw me, she was like, oh yeah. She's like, this is awesome. You're perfect for this.
That's why I love having a business, a side business, right?
Yeah.
And you can speak to this for sure, but it feels like side quests where you're like, dude, I get to just like try.
Oh.
And then like when something happens, you're like, oh shit.
Oh, dude, I was just explaining this to somebody the other day about because they're like, do you ever go through a booking company or a booking manager? And I said, I don't. I said, I do all my own booking. I've said, I've given it thought though, just to take some of the relief off of me.
Yeah.
And the percentages most of those places take, they're really way worth it. If they're booking you for 30, 40, 50 shows, and
if they have relationships of their own where they can get you somewhere you couldn't get yourself.
Exactly. Because there
huge.
are places that I've contacted that even places that I've played before that now they're like, yeah, we go through this company. So you have to contact that company. You're like, ah, damn it.
Yeah.
Because it's always a pain when that happens. But I've thought about it. But no, you're talking about, you kind of hit the nail on the head. I love sending emails out and then never knowing what's going to happen. And all of a sudden you get that email back and you're like, yes.
Dude, we have Steve-O's, I can't remember his name, so I feel like an asshole, but I talked to a million people, but we got Steve-O's opener coming on. He's coming to do a show at
awesome.
One Night Stands, and he's like, oh yeah, just let me know. I'll come do it. I'm like, what? This guy's got fucking like 100,000 followers. Like, what is he coming to talk to me for?
He also reached out to like the Oakland County sheriff or something.
Like the main,
Nice.
yeah. Well, that one's not. Nothing about that is confirmed.
Oh, I'm just saying,
but the PR manager for Oakland County Sheriff's was like, yeah, we want to do. And then there's a psychologist who's local, who's an author, and she's like, her assistant are in talks. She's like, she wants to be prepared before we settle on a date and time or whatever. And she wants to know what to expect. But I'm like, this is crazy because this was it. We have 3 kids, boy, girl, boy. My my boys had their own bedrooms at our old house.
Sure.
And then I was like, hey, are you guys okay with sharing a room? Because I want to do this.
Yeah.
And I kind of strong armed them into accepting it. And I'm like, all right. And then I moved the boys into one room so that we could do this in my 6-year-old's bedroom, you know?
Yeah.
So it literally started with a card table, like a shitty card table with a
Yeah.
leftover tablecloth from like,
That's how it always starts, though.
and then
mean-
it's just me and my brother sitting in a tiny hot bedroom talking
Yeah.
shit and like getting drunk. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is like becoming a full on business where
I mean, Rogan talks about that with him and he's like, it's just me and my buddy in our garage just talking about shit.
just
you
talking
know?
about nothing.
Yeah.
Just sitting around shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And now he's, you know, he's created an empire.
Yeah.
You know,
It's insane.
like you could measure the GDP of Austin because of him.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
You're not wrong. I mean, it's crazy too. I think the one thing that he did right, though, I mean, aside from going long form when nobody was going long form, it was, I think the biggest thing is that he had people of all different walks of life. And
Yeah.
nobody was really doing that. Where I think like early podcasts were so centered around like, this is our focus and we're only sticking to that.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just want to talk to people.
I just want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
kind of how we are too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's because I saw like you had a comedian on, and you have me on now, and you
Yeah.
you had a band in here, you know, that I saw too, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And I think the biggest like the draw too is the focus is you're Michigan centric. You know, it seems like you're very focused on like we want Michigan people.
Yeah.
You know, we want and I think that's awesome
Yeah.
too.
I want people specifically like I don't want to box us in and be like we're only going to talk to Michigan people.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that's, but I'm saying that's primarily your demographic, where it's like I want to showcase people,
It is.
like because
Yeah.
the state has talent.
It does.
You know?
It's right, exactly. So like when we talk about like where do we want this to go, I'm like I want to showcase people who aren't already established names.
Yeah.
Like there's so much talent. I mean, there's a million comics in Michigan that are
Sure.
some of the funniest people
yeah.
on earth.
Yeah.
But you also have some of the. I mean, we're in Motown, dude. Like,
Right.
Like you're gonna like. There's so much musical talent in
Yeah.
this town. It's absolutely insane. And then from Detroit, branching out, you have every walk of life who falls under every genre of music,
Yeah.
and it's all authentic. You can get an incredible bluegrass picker like Billy Strings, but then you also you don't
don't like
him?
Billy Strings?
I'm not a fan.
Oh my god, no!
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But okay,
That's the cynical part of me. Though.
no, I think he's so good. Technically, he's so good. But like you have an authentic bluegrass artist
Yeah.
who's, but then you also have rappers who are incredibly talented.
Sure.
You have metal artists that are incredible. Like Cougarin's fucking badass. I told them like if you guys were doing this sound 30 years ago, you'd be huge. But it's just that it's such a saturated market. You guys have to dig and
It's the
claw
worst
to
thing.
get through it.
It's really why I don't play in Grand Rapids much anymore, because it's so saturated, and because there's so many. If we're gonna, if we're gonna call it what it is, there's a billion musicians around, and 998 million of them suck. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
And it's not that they're not good musicians. It's they can't write a song to save their life. They don't know how to write. It blew my mind when I was in a band, and what separated us from a lot of other bands. Now there was some other bands that we played with a lot that were good and they could write songs, but the majority of the bands that I played with, or saw, or performed on the same night of, or whatever, I would always ask people in the crowd, "Can you name one of their songs? Can you tell me what one of their songs is about?" And nobody could.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the problem. They didn't do anything memorable. They don't, for some reason, I didn't know that was a thing. As a writer, I guess, you overlook it, because for me, not to sound, narcissistic or arrogant, but like writing hooks came easy to me. I just saw, you know what hits.
Yeah.
And that is lost on so many people. And I couldn't believe it. I didn't realize that. I was like, until you're out in playing with these bands, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're like, it's not even that they're bad. Like, they could be great at what they're, or whatever instrument they're playing. They could be awesome. I've seen phenomenal players,
Yeah.
but they're in a band that write music, and you're like, what am I listening to?
Yeah.
And you just got to call it what it is. So, like, you have so many of those bands out there, and it sucks because, sometimes it's just the venue too. They're just like, well, how many people can you draw? How much money can you make for me? I've been in that situation where, hey, we're going to give you 80 tickets. We need you to sell them all. But if you don't sell any, bring them back to us. And then we also give us the money back for all the tickets that you sold. And we're going to give you half of that ticket money, and we're also recouping the doors and alcohol sales. So you get only half the ticket money. But hey, we're letting you play our venue.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I'm never going to be a part of that again.
Yeah.
Ever. Now, it wasn't every place, but I have experienced it for sure. And when you have a Detroit or a Grand Rapids or bigger cities, that is just exponential, but mainly it's, sometimes I feel for the venue because sometimes they get so many emails and they get so many bands. It's so hard to weed them all out, and it's that saturation that you're talking about. You just have so many bands. So why am I going to waste my time trying to get into that market? And what I do is niche enough anyway. I don't need to be there. I don't need to be playing the same venues that rock, metal, country artists, rap artists are playing. I don't. It's not my scene.
Yeah.
So that took me a little while to learn too. Thank God I was in a band for a long time and I saw that, pretense. So like I talked about earlier, like I know breweries, festivals, wineries, things like that. But in saying that, I've also played some of the largest venues in Grand Rapids. My last show in 2025 was at the DeVos Place. It was the second largest venue in Grand Rapids. And it's always been a dream of mine to do a show there with the Grand Rapids Symphony. And so I played their Grand Gallery. I was lucky enough to do that. So I still can get into these venues. It just depends on what it is and what I do.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to seek out now because it's so ridiculous. It's dog eat dog musician. And unfortunately, like I said, 95% of the time it's bad musician and bad musician. It really is. Not to say that there aren't great ones out there. I've played with some bands. When I was in the band I was in, we played with another band and they were awesome. We played a lot of shows with them and we became friends with them. Their drummer, that band, became Pop Evil's drummer.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So his name was Chachi. He's a nice guy, but I knew him through his band before he was in that.
Yeah.
And so you're always rooting for people like that. If I see great musicians I'm like, dude, like you
keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to see you hit better.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's not the case most of the time. And I'm not going to sit here. I'm 41 years old. I'm not 22. I've worked so hard for so many years now that I'm not going to try to put myself in a market where I don't even need to be for the most part. And that's just the way it is with big cities.
Yeah.
You go to Nashville, it's the same way. Have you ever been to Nashville?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so if you go to Nashville, you know what's really funny about Nashville? You're going to go there and you think it's, country capital of the world, right? It's where everybody goes for country, where all the country music stars. If you go to Broadway Street and you go hop from one place to another place, they're all playing alternative rock from the 90s.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
That's
They're all
hilarious.
cover bands playing the same. I heard Mr. Brightside like 10 times in one
believe
night,
it.
in one night
Yeah.
in Nashville. And I went, what is going on?
This was Mecca.
Yeah, exactly. I thought this was country music. No, it's
Right.
not. It's it's insane.
Yeah.
But it's all people doing that thing down there. They're all like bands that are trying to make it, but they're all doing the same thing. They're all playing the same covers, the same music.
Yeah.
And they're killing each other trying to do it.
That's exactly what when Cougarin was on the show, they were talking about the same thing. Nico from Cougarin was saying we try to play original. We go up, we write original music.
Yeah.
It's hard as fuck, and then we go and play our music, and we're trying, and and we can draw a crowd, but we know guys who are kind of hacky that can go make $1,000 every single time they go out because they'll do the covers.
They'll do
and,
covers,
and these venues are like, oh, sick, you'll do covers.
Yeah.
That's what I want because then I can have all these 60-year-old drunks happy.
Yeah.
Instead of them going like, what is this fucking band playing?
And it sucks because it's not the scene anymore either.
Yeah.
Like, that scene has died so much, but there's so many venues that try to hold on to that scene, and not all of them by any means. I mean, you got a lot of really good promoters and a lot of good people that are really doing their due diligence now too. So there's a lot of really good people out there too. But like I said, the saloons, like I don't try to book at those places anymore because those are those type of people. We're like, oh,
Yeah, I feel like bars always want some sort of
and
cover
it's fun. And listen, fine,
band.
I understand where they're coming from to an extent, but at the same time, if you're telling somebody that they have to play 3 hours or 4 hours of covers, and they're also an original band, and you're not letting them play any of the original stuff, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
My band we played all originals for the most part, but we did shows like that. But we'd always mix in covers just for fun because we know people like them.
Yeah.
The trick is that you got to play the covers that nobody ever thinks you're going to play, or that the songs that people forgot about. That's what kills.
Yeah.
Not the same damn covers that people want. Like, you know, can you play Friends in Low Places? No. We're not doing that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, one of the ones that, because like I said, my lead singer was a big Matchbox 20 fan. And I was a big 90s guy. He's a big 90s guy. That's kind of how we co-wrote, and it worked so well. We busted out like some fun ones that people forgot about, but when they hear it, they go, "Oh my God!" You know,
Yeah.
The last one that I can think of that we did was Flagpole Sitta by Harvey Danger.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of fun because people,
Yeah.
I loved, they get into that song, you know, I had visions, I was in them, I was looking into the mirror, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh man, like everybody starts singing those lyrics, you know?
Yeah.
But people forgot about that song for 20 years. They're like, oh wait,
and
nobody-
that's ahead, and then you kind of readjust the attention
Yeah.
back to you guys by playing something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I could see it being engineering that into your set and going like, okay, so we'll do these
Yeah.
songs, and then we're gonna hit them with this and
Yeah.
re-get the attention.
But we
and
also
then-
we never did covers that we didn't want to play.
Yeah.
We always did covers that we agreed on, that we all liked. So it was just like, we're going to do that we want to do.
There's nothing I hate more than people that when we go to a bar or a brewery and then it's like unexpected live music,
Yeah.
and the guy's just phoning it in. You'll stereotype, right? Like you get a guy wearing a fucking dress shirt and a vest and like a stupid hat, and then he's got his iPad and he's just like,
And it's just in him.
"Sweet Caroline."
Yeah, it's just
And you're like, fucking just go. No one wants to hear you do this, and you don't want to do it.
and
So
that's,
go away.
And those guys, they're always the acoustic guitar guys too. And those are the guys that give me the bad the what's the word I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it's like
the
you're
preconceived,
Yeah.
idea
Notion
of
about-
of what I do.
Yeah.
And that's when I have to go prove them wrong, because I'm like, I'm nothing like that guy.
Yeah.
You know, not only do I not sing, but I'm not that either.
Yeah.
I'm not playing 6 chords, and I'm not even playing them the right way or something
Right.
like that, you know. And it's unfortunate because you want to root for people. You're a human being. You're like,
Yeah.
I want that person to do well. But that self-awareness in that person somehow got lost a long time ago.
and they're just going through the motions. Like they allowed the dream to become their job.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, I phone it in as a pipe fitter all the time. I'll show up and barely be conscious until like noon. And I'm like, okay, let me get into this. Let me focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But like when I see that and a guy who's wearing like a purple dress shirt and a fedora, and you're like outside at a shitty brewery, and I'm
Yeah.
like, can you just stop?
Or gimmicky people. When they're purposely just trying to be a giant gimmick. I can't stand that either. I can't.
like-
Even if your music's good, I can't stand, like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to be so different.
Yeah. That you've become like a caricature.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, nobody's like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, imagine if you saw Rammstein just walking down, or like grocery shopping.
You're like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah. What is
Does the guy have a fake dick on right now?
Yeah, exactly. Why is he blowing fire down aisle 3?
Like Guar just like picking out eggs.
Yeah, it's weird. You don't like it. You know what I mean? It's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's the gimmick thing is way too much. I understand having a little bit of something,
Yeah.
you know, or like, you know, if you can do,
You can peacock without being like,
yeah, at least until you're super famous. Then you can do whatever the hell you want.
Right,
You know, if
right.
you've established that or whatever, you know, and
Wear
you're
a meat dress.
yeah, right.
yeah. I mean, we were actually funny enough. We were talking about this like for the podcast. I'm like, should we put like more effort into the way that we look? So like, not like, and like I made a joke and then pissed her off, but I was like if we not to like be. I don't want to be like that dude from the pickup show from like MTV. Fucking, you remember that guy?
Which
he's like,
one?
He's like wearing the fucking top hat.
Oh, Destiny, I think was his
What's
name.
his name? Destiny?
I
He,
think
like-
so.
he would, like, do all this-
mystery.
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 From
He's
the
a big
fucking-
tall dude. He was like a big nerd for like the longest time. Then
yeah.
Then he dressed. He was like tried to teach guys how to go out and get girls.
Yeah,
at the
how
bar.
to get girls. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
mystery.
a peacock. Put on your
Yeah.
Eddie fucking whatever
Yeah.
tattoo Ed Hardy
Ed
shirt.
Hardy.
And it was always like the lamest shit you
Oh
ever
my
saw.
God.
You're like, what is not only like
You got to neg. You got to give her a compliment that's negative. Oh, I didn't know white girls could get that tan. You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah.
yeah. So like you can do it.
I'm like, that guy would get his ass kicked. Like if he ever came to like bars with
Also,
like my friends and I, and I'm
If
like,
he went to a regular bar, everyone would be like. Everyone would look at him, but we'd all be like, "Look at this fucking idiot." What
yeah,
the
exactly.
fuck? So anyway, did you see what Dylan Larkin did this weekend? You know, like, yeah. But we were talking about this. I was like, should we put more effort into our style and not not be phony about it. It's just
Yeah.
like have like specifically like
have it-
performance.
Yeah, you need an
outfits,
ambiance. Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Like I still struggle with that too, and you do it more when you get older.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, because when you're young, you're like, all right, I'm gonna go to the buckle. And I'm gonna dress like a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear the leather fucking wrist things.
Yeah.
I'll get 6 of them. Give me that. Give me the cowboy hat. I need that thing too. The straw one, not the real one.
Yeah.
Like that's the shit you did because
Right.
give me the chain wallet. That's
Right.
the scene. You can get away with it at 23. You're not getting away with it at 41.
Right.
So it took. When I started doing stuff on my own, I've been doing this for about 8-9 years now, and I just kind of played into what guys in the industry always kind of said about me. What's really funny is, like I said, I'm a bigger guy, and most musicians are not. Very. So when you
all
see
twinks.
when you see a lot of these guys from around the world, there's always you do that with everybody. Like when you talk to friends that are like you've never seen before, guys that you've gotten to know in the industry or whatever, you always think that they're small, or you never think about how tall or big they could be. And so like a lot of times when guys see me, they're 5'7", 130 pounds because they're all musicians, and they just
Right.
play guitar.
Right.
And then they see me and they're like, Jesus, dude. It's like, and so it's funny. I have a friend, Kyle is his name. He's a Canadian dude. And you look at him and he looks mean as hell. You see him in person, he's $160 soaking wet, maybe 5'10". But he wrote a fingerstyle tune that was inspired by me. The first time he ever met me, based on that. It's called The Monster. And it's a great tune too. I was like super flattered, but he was like, yeah, he's like, it's just inspired by the fact that we all have these like ideas of what everybody is going to be like before we even meet them. And a lot of times you don't ever think that they're going to be like that. He's like, the first time I ever met you, I was like, holy shit, dude. I was like, he's like, you're a big fucking dude. He's like, because guitar players aren't by
Right.
general, look at all the hair bands that we're talking about. They're all like dudes that look like they're on heroin for
Right.
30 years.
Right. They're all scrawny, 5'5".
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
Just
they're not athletes.
delicate.
Yeah, they're not generally not athletes. They're
Right.
very artsy people.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was absolutely hilarious. So like when you're, for me, it was a lot of my friends in the industry just telling me that I look like a lumberjack. Like my friend from New York said, this is one of the best things ever. He goes, Drew's from Michigan. And Drew looks like he's from Michigan. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
And so like, yeah, it's like, you kind of play into that a little bit. So I do, I wear a lot of flannels. I'm a big U of M fan. I'm a big, obviously, like I said, I played hockey, so I'm a big Red Wings fan. So I'll wear a lot of Michigan gear. Even when I'm in California doing those shows and stuff, I'm wearing some Michigan stuff just to represent, because I love my state.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate where I've been able to travel a lot. Whether it's for music or not, lately mainly for music. And I've gotten to see quite a bit. And I'm telling you, our state is awesome compared to so many others. We really have it good here.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people hate the winters, but dude, I'll take snowflakes over crocodiles and snakes and
Yeah.
scorpions
Dude,
all day.
Yeah, I mean that's like the most dangerous thing to life in Michigan is the
snow.
weather.
Yeah, exactly.
You go everywhere else, it's like, oh, watch out for this and this and
Yeah.
these, and then this storm comes for this season.
Yeah, don't pick up that board. There could be Brown Recluse and Black Widow under it. You're like,
Right,
okay, well, I don't have those very
Like
much
this-
in Michigan. They're
The
very,
scariest thing that's here is my ex. I mean,
yeah, it's like, and
I don't have to worry about snakes or.
yeah, and I think the world is catching on to how our summers are here because they see, I mean, when Kid Rock's writing songs about northern Michigan,
Yeah.
it's the secret's kind of getting out a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's unreal. I mean, I live in Grand Haven. It's voted, I think it was voted by like Vacation Magazine's the best freshwater beach in the country. It's like insane. So yeah, but I've always said there's 3 states that I've been to that I could see myself like living in, and Michigan's one of them. And I've been to a lot of the states now. I still have to go more to the Badlands area. I haven't seen that for crap, but yeah, or the desert. I haven't seen much of the desert either.
I don't think I would ever move.
No.
Even if this took off and we became a fucking huge thing that we could go wherever we wanted.
Yeah.
We could go where the industry's more focused,
Sure.
like, LA, New York, or Austin or whatever. I don't think I would. I don't
Just
think I would.
dealing with
We
the
have it
traffic
too good.
alone sucks so much, dude.
We have it too good here.
Yeah,
you know?
I've been in both. I've been in traffic jams in both of those cities, New York and LA.
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody's wondering, New York is 10 times worse than LA.
Yeah.
At least in LA, it takes you forever to get somewhere, but you're moving. I can honestly swear to God, I've been in a traffic jam that was the span of 2 states.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, on the eastern seaboard. I got traffic jam started in New Haven, Connecticut, and I got out of it in the Bronx, New York.
Oh my God. No
You're coming
thanks.
from Massachusetts, coming down?
I was coming from Connecticut.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, so
okay.
I was in what's it called? Mystic, Connecticut.
Okay.
So like the movie Mystic Pizza was all about that place. But I was in Mystic, Connecticut, and I was driving home to Grand Rapids in one day, and it was supposed to be like 14 hours, and I think it was like 21 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we also have
it's not good.
if we want to go on a little vacation, it looks different if we go north.
Yeah.
Like my cousin, she goes on little weekend vacations in Florida, and it looks
Still
the same.
Florida.
It looks
Yeah.
like there's nothing.
Right.
Right, but we drive. I mean, we did a 2-week vacation in Michigan, or was it one? Whatever, it doesn't matter. 1 week, but we started in St. Ignace in the UP, and
Yeah.
then made our way all the way up to the Porcupine Mountains. And
Yeah.
by the time you leave,
It's completely different.
it's completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
You go back in time in the UP, man. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about
Yeah.
that. I hunt in the UP. I hunt about 40 miles north of Iron Mountain.
Okay.
So I'm way over.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle of nowhere, which is exactly how I like to hunt.
Yeah.
If I get lost, I need to build a fire type of hunting.
Right on.
Like that's how I like it. Yeah. You go up there and it's just like, oh, it's 1987 here. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Love it.
And I actually had that, I had a theory that they were just 20 years behind us, like just in a joke, but like I played into it. And then one time I felt like God was like trying to like prove my theory right one time, because I was in the UP and I went into this gas station, and on the table in the gas station do you remember, are you a big sports guy at all? You sports people at all? Okay. In the 80s, and I want to say maybe early 90s, they had these sports figurines. They were football players. And it would be like all the best football players, but they were just like, I wish I could know the company, but they were, they came like action figures. And, you'd have Jerry Rice and he'd be in a pose like he was catching.
Okay.
And you'd have, like Boomer Esiason, like thrown back or, and it was, they were there. There was a table of these. These things were discontinued in like 92.
That's
And they had like 2 whole folding tables filled with these things. I'm like advertising them like they were new. And I was like, what is
He,
going
actually hit
I was like,
time
I was
warp.
right. Yeah, it was insane. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is a joke.
Yeah.
This is
Here's my proof.
Yeah. I was like, this is
Hilarious.
nuts.
I love going to random UP gas stations, and you're like, oh, this is the place that everyone gets their ice cream, their pizza, they rent their
Everything.
movies. Oh, they
They get everything
games.
there.
Everything.
And it's just the size of a regular gas station. It's not like it's a Buc-ee's that's like badass.
Yeah, no, it's tiny.
like, oh, this
Regular.
is like a gas station the size of this studio.
I always tell people when I said, if you're in the area, if you're going into St. Ignace, there's a restaurant called it's literally called The Truck Stop. It's built into a BP gas station. It's the best place ever. It's so good.
Oh yeah,
It's you get a ton of food and it's cheap.
right on.
And and they're super cool. Like
Yeah.
it's just one of those things like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we always
it's-
go to Java Joe's if we go up there.
Okay,
Java
yeah.
Joe's is the weird place that's
Yep,
real
I know
hippie
Java Joe's.
vibe, and they got
Yeah.
like teapots.
So
Yep.
good.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
when I used to drive through Escanaba, I don't think it's there anymore, but for the longest time, it was like one of the only ones still remaining. They had a Piggly Wiggly.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Dude, that'd be kind of cool. To
Yeah.
see.
Oh, I
really.
didn't know they had them.
Piggly
Yeah.
Wiggly ruined the world because they were the first. They were the first grocery store where you went and picked your own stuff out.
Yes.
It used to be that you would order
Oh.
what you wanted, the shopkeep would get it for you, bring it to you, and then you'd pay and leave.
Yep.
Piggly Wiggly revolutionized stores where you walk through the entire store, you pick out what you want, you bring it to me, then you give me your money and I let you leave with that stuff. They fucking they're
they
the
had-
spearhead that led to
Well, it's coming back now,
self-checkout.
right?
They
Right.
led to self-checkout, those fucks.
Yeah, they I want to say that store in that location was probably there until 2010.
Really?
2012.
Dude,
yeah.
that'd been so cool to go to
Yeah.
a Piggly Wiggly.
It was
Yeah.
crazy
One of
to
the
see.
fab shops that I, being a pipe fitter, sometimes I'm on a job site, sometimes I'm fabbing for a job.
Sure,
So like,
yeah.
welding,
Yep.
whatever. And one of the fab shops I worked at building these, piping systems, they were directly across the street from a Farmer Jack. So like 30 years ago, guys would go across the street, buy some random bullshit on break, and then they'd come back with a cart. so the fab shop is filled with Farmer Jack carts.
That's awesome.
So like I'd go get all my fittings, like all my 90s and unions and
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
that I need to
Yep.
weld onto a section of pipe, and I'm walking with a Farmer Jack cart. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
This is so funny to me.
Was Farmer Jack? Did they have the little kid carts?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Maybe
not sure.
maybe it was an IGA. I don't know. I remember being a kid, like always having to get the little cart. They had one in Lake Orion. I don't know, but they always had the little.
You know what's funny too is, do you guys venture over to the west side of the state very much at all?
I have never been to the coast.
Really?
Never.
Really?
Well, fuck, you have an open invitation now, man.
I was hell yeah. I was supposed to. So I grew up. I don't. Hold your thought. I grew up riding dirt bikes, and we were supposed to take a trip out to the dunes.
Yeah.
With the bikes, but I got in trouble. So I had to stay back while everyone else went to Silver Lake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I've
Yeah.
never been.
Oh man. So, we don't have any Kroger stores on that side of the state.
Oh. What do you have?
Family Fairs. That's the Spartan Nash.
I've never
Yeah.
heard of a family fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're both Spartan Nash affiliates. But
Okay.
yeah, Family Fairs on the west side of
Spartan's
the state.
like the supplier, right? Like they have all the.
Yeah, Spartan Nash is the main proprietor.
Yeah, I
That's-
think like Holly Foods has. That's
So that would
where
be
everything
like
came
their
from.
version of that.
We went to a family fair. I think in the UP.
But we
Maybe
both
I
have
did.
but we both have Walmarts. We both have Dollar Generals.
Oh, right on.
You guys Meijer.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
they're all the same. but
Meyer's
it's
my shit.
it's generally their
I'm
jam,
ride or
too.
die for Meyer.
yeah.
Fuck Kroger.
I'm a
Yeah.
Kroger girl.
Yeah, that's funny.
Unbelievable.
And it's so funny too. It just hearing you say, I said Meijer, you said Meijer. That's so not Michigan.
Oh,
of
I know.
us.
I
I
don't know
know.
why. I literally only ever say Myers. So
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Probably because you
fixed
heard me do
just
it.
Now.
I think
Oh, yeah.
because you heard me do it, and it's something that I've like tried to purposely like think about. Yeah, because when people are like, "I'm going to Myers," I'm like, "Which one?"
Yeah.
Like, Myers.
You going
I'm
to
like,
multiple?
Yeah. How many? Exactly.
Well,
I had a broadcasting class in high school, and they would like drill it in us. Like you can't put the S on there
Yeah, you
because
can't pluralize
that's
things
not
that
what it's
they're not
called.
supposed to be.
It's Kroger. It's Meijer.
Yeah.
but it's his. It's his store. It's
Possessive.
It's
That's what-
Myers. That's why we say it, right?
No,
it's Myers
I think it's-
store.
I think it's
Matt's
just how we
store.
talk. Because it is owned by Frederick Meyer.
I was gonna say we
but
must be giving a lot of props to Fred.
Yeah, that's what. Like that's in my mind. That's why I say that. It's like, oh, it's fucking Billy Kroger's
Yeah.
store or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck.
Yeah, but I don't think that's why we do it. I think it's
That's
just
why I do
how
it.
we speak.
Yeah, it's one of the very few Michigan things, and people always say, "Oh, your accent." I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Like, there's nope. I've traveled around the country. Michigan people do not have an accent. We have very small things we do in our dialects, but we don't have an accent. If
Yeah.
you think, how to prove that, go look at every broadcast person on the news anywhere around the country. We sound just like them.
Yeah.
So we do not have an accent.
It's
we
standard English. That's
yeah,
what
we have-
I don't
I
know,
was
we-
always
we
taught.
do
we have
some stuff.
we have inflections.
Yeah.
We have yes, there are certain things absolutely, but we don't have a full accent is what. And I can't stand when people say that like, your Michigan accent. It's not. I sound just like a person from Ohio. I sound just like a person from Indiana and Nebraska. It's a rural thing more than anything. It's like, oh, you have a southern accent. Yeah, that's true, but it's also a rural accent. You can go to places in Michigan
That
where
have
it's
those
real country
accents.
and people are talking with a rural accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I learned in my classes that that's just they call it standard English, and that's what they'll use for all broadcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's one of the other things I noticed that we do. So I get the logic behind why we do it too. It's if you're in a hurry, you're always talking quick. We rush through some of our things. So most people go to the DMV.
Yeah.
Where do you guys go?
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State. Yeah.
Secretary of State.
Yeah.
You don't say
Secretary
the
of
of,
State.
No,
you don't
no.
say the of,
Secretary of State.
right?
Or like, okay, so what's that snowmobile company that starts with A?
I don't know.
They get all the machine like
Arctic Cat.
it's
Arctic
not
Cat?
Arctic Cat. You
Okay,
fucker.
yeah.
It's Arctic-Cat. Everyone says Arctic-Cat.
Okay, yeah, I can
Oh,
understand
I
that
read
one too.
Arctic
Yeah.
Cat. Oh, I got an Arctic Cat. No, you don't. You have an
Yeah.
Arctic Cat. There's
Yeah.
so many C's in there that you forgot.
Antarctica.
Yeah. And Antarctica.
Yeah.
Antarctica.
Yep.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get.
And then we get like our road names that
They're French. They're just-
that people can't pronounce.
Well, yeah, that's
Or city names.
You know what though, I get that too, but that's because then the Native American population that
Right.
was here before and paying homage to them, and then obviously when the French fur traders came in the area, that's why you got that, and our close proximity to Ontario and Quebec, and so that makes sense. But
It's a lot of French influence.
It is fun though to
Yeah.
see people
Oh,
who
God,
don't know
it's
how to
great.
say it to come
It's
try to
great.
say it.
and some of it though, some of it people botch. I'm like, that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that one.
Dude,
you know?
I worked I had a apprentice working with me. He lived in Detroit, so he asked me if I could drop him off. I'm like, sure, yeah, no problem. And I go, he's like, yeah. So just take the next exit. It's Cadillacs. I go, it sure the fuck isn't. I'm like, you live here? That's Kaju.
Yeah.
That is not what the fuck. I don't know what you just tried to say. Is
it
it your first week here? Oh, I grew up out here, and no one told you.
Yeah, that's nuts. The French one, Charlevoix.
Yeah.
That's another one. Yeah. If you look at that, I think you'd probably figure that one out pretty quickly, too. Yeah, I don't know if you are like Charlevoix.
Yeah.
I know,
Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, Sault Ste. Marie or Mackinac. People always mess up the Mackinac, and I get it. Like that.
It doesn't look like it's spelled.
Yeah, ACK is not AW, and there's two different spellings. Most people forget about that. City and the island are spelled differently.
Right.
One's spelled like it looks, and the other one's not. So
Yeah.
it's like, I totally get people screwing that one up. Yeah, but yeah, some of them are just like, wait, what? It looks just like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that we're lucky living in this state. I mean, we have such a variety of what we can see. I mean, you go far enough north, you can see mountains, but then you also have like some of the greatest trails, some of the greatest hunting.
The lakes.
The lakes are incredible.
Yeah.
The weather sucks for like 4 months a year, and that's why there's like a gatekeep.
But it hardens you.
But you're not a little bitch because of it.
Exactly. Especially, dude, like I said, I live right by Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Dude, lake effect snow.
Yeah.
It's funny hearing meteorologists try to talk. It's like, well, we could get 8 to 39 inches tonight.
Yeah, no idea.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah, it's just such a guessing game. I'm like, I want that job. I paid $300,000 a year to like guess.
Just to get stuff
It's
wrong
like it
a
could.
lot.
Yeah, it's like, and it's Michigan, so it's like, oh, it's a high chance of 6 inches of snow and blowing winds, and you go outside and it's like 40 and sunny. You're like, well, I guess that guy was wrong.
And zero consequences for it.
Yeah, I always loved the saying too. If you don't like the weather in Michigan, wait 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's such a good saying.
It's perfect. Do you remember that Rogan had a bit about like California people just like being the softest people on earth because the weather's perfect.
Yeah.
And he's like when he was back home in Boston, like he saw a guy spin out in an intersection.
Yeah.
And as he's spinning, he's like taking a sip of coffee.
Yeah, because you know what to do.
He's like, that's a hard motherfucker. He's just like dealing with it.
Yeah. It's so true. And I will say, like I said, as a hockey player, I'm biased. I like the cold.
Yeah.
So like, give it to me. If I can play some pond hockey for a little bit, that's
I think
cool.
anyone that lives in a border town,
Yeah.
like, just has a different kind of grit to them.
Sure. Yeah.
Just dudes that, I mean, fucking Detroit hockey.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
my
just
son's getting into hockey, and this is where I wish I lived on this side of the state, because it's people don't understand. Like, yes, we have the Red Wings and we have the history of the Red Wings, but like the AAA systems here are the best in the fucking United States. It's so insane. Watch how many pros came through the eastern side of Michigan. The USNDDP is in Michigan, the national development team for USA Hockey and World Juniors and all that shit. It's all here. It's all on the east side of the state. And I'm like, fuck, I wish, because I'd love to get my kid into it, because he's just so hockey oriented. And I didn't push it on him either. He does stuff like I don't even do. He'll wake up and he'll turn on NHL Network and he'll watch like Seattle play Toronto. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm watching hockey. And I'm like, I won't even watch that. I don't care. It's two Western Conference. I don't care. But he loves the game. So it's like, I wish I lived on this side of the state just for proximity to those leagues, because it's insane, the development leagues that are here.
Yeah. We're in Waterford, hometown of Dylan Larkin.
Yeah.
He went to my rival high school.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, same.
Well, and even guys that you don't think, like, there's a guy who plays for Dallas Stars, Jason Robertson, and he's leading the All-Americans in scoring this year in goals, I think, right now. And you'd never think it, but because he grew up in, I want to say, like, Arizona, but his parents shipped him to Michigan, and he played in the development, the AAA leagues here in Michigan.
Okay.
And he would have never known that. But it's insane. So, yeah, I do wish I lived closer for that. That's for sure.
How old is the is your son that's playing?
6.
Oh, he's 6. Right.
Yeah.
On. Okay. So you got time. I mean, you got time before you got to push him into like the real.
Yeah, but
a little bit of time.
Well, that's like my cousins are in those AAA leagues.
Yeah, the Little
whatever.
Caesars and Honey Baked and all those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're insane. They're so good.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing, is like they take the best of the best kids too. So it's like if I ever wanted my kid to play, it's like, he can skate, which is great. That's a big.
That's huge.
But like, I just saw a video of a 7-year-old that was like pulling spin moves on defenders and stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you have to be that.
There's always going to be some like prodigy who's like, you got some.
You're
got,
preaching
like,
to the converted as a guitarist, dude.
You got you got some
worst
like,
thing ever.
You got some like Tiger Woods' dad who's just like, we're doing this until your hands are bleeding.
Yeah.
Well, I have one cousin. I think he's probably 7 right now, and he's on. I think he's on Little Caesars.
Okay.
And then one of them, he's 17 or 18 now, but he's been on it since he was a little kid.
Yeah, yeah. Does he play juniors too? Then at that age, do you know?
I don't know.
Because like a lot of those guys, they'll play different types of leagues through. So they start in that AAA program or whatever.
Yeah.
They go through, and then they'll play it through. They'll get into the USNTDP because like I have a coworker whose friend's son plays on the Team USA World Junior team right now, and he went through the Honey Baked program.
Okay.
But he's played in like 7 different leagues. One of them was like a junior A team, I think, as well, out of the area too. So yeah, it's insane. Like the mecca of hockey that's here on the side.
Our buddies plays in the minor leagues.
What's their Sharks?
Sharks.
I
Waterford Sharks. It's like
okay.
a 6-team league or something.
Yeah, I
like,
gotcha.
Minor league, but I mean hockey's huge here.
Yeah.
I grew up like skateboarding and riding dirt bikes.
I do like hockey. I find it
So,
more
like-
interesting than other sports to watch.
Yeah.
I didn't start playing until I was in high school. I played football primarily growing up. But then I just kept playing hockey. And then I got out of it for like 8 years after I graduated. And then my old captain got a hold of me on a whim one time. He's like, you ever feel like, I'm putting together a team. You want to play? I was like, I haven't played in 8 years. And he's like, yeah. But he's like, yeah, get back into it. It's beer league. And I'm like, never even thought about it.
Yeah.
And
All
here I
right.
am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here I am. It's like 13 years later, still playing. Just body hurts all the time.
See, my old man version of this is like I don't skateboard anymore because I'm too afraid to like have an injury that takes me out of work.
Yeah.
So now it's like I golf and I do like Olympic lifting now.
I get
which
injured.
I'm falling in love with, but
I get injured all the time playing hockey, and my wife hates it.
Dude,
and
I
I'm like,
can't.
I get it. If I was in her shoes, I'd probably be the same way. But like, people that don't play the game don't understand. Like, there's injuries and then there's injuries.
Yeah.
So like, 2 weeks ago, I got smoked in the face, high stick, cut my lip open, right? And it was like pretty big. But to me, that's nothing. That's just part of the game. Like, yeah, shit happens. It's an accident.
Yeah.
It's hockey. It's fast, and it's gonna happen.
yeah.
So that stuff happens, messed up my elbow falling or something happened, like that stuff happens. I think you have to separate. That's just part of the game.
Yeah.
If I come home and I'm like, hey, I have to get 17 staples because a skate lacerated me or something like that. Like, then you can be angry.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right.
or, if like, but, some crazy bone break or something, I get hit with a shot or something like that.
Do you
That's the
still
other
have-
thing you always worry about. No, you're
Sorry,
good.
do you still have all your real teeth?
I do. Well, most of them. I'm missing the back 2 here and 1 here, but
From hockey?
no, only one of them was slightly hockey related.
Okay.
Yeah, no. But no, luckily I still have all my teeth from hockey. But you'd think for the longest time I didn't wear anything on my face. No shield, no cage, no nothing. Because
Dude, I'd be out there in a bird cage. There's no fucking
there's a
way.
method to the madness though, and I like to tell this to people. So if you've played in leagues like I did where there's checking, most beer leagues aren't because most guys don't take it seriously. But if everyone played in a league where it's full contact, the worst thing you can get, especially my position, center. So I'm the guy taking the draws, right? When you get a pass up into your skates and you have to look down, you're toast. Somebody is laying you out. Your head is down. You can't see them coming. That's prime time for them to just take you out, and you will get smoked. Well, it's 10 times worse if you're wearing a bird cage and you have to look down, and now your chin strap's in the way too, and you have no peripherals. At least if I'm not wearing anything like that on my face, and that puck comes in my skates, I can see down. I can see down right now and know where it's at, and I can still keep my head up to where I'm not going to get smoked.
Yeah.
So I've always had that mentality, and I'll tell you what, I got hit less in the face not wearing anything on my face. You're way more cognizant of everything around you. Sticks coming up, you can see them easier. Yeah, you take the risk, but I've been hit wearing a visor in my face way more than I ever got hit not wearing anything.
Because you couldn't see it coming.
It just, or you're not nearly as as aware because you're not you're not wearing anything on your face when you're not wearing anything on your face.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's
it's a weird concept, but it's the truth.
There's kind of an argument about football with like that.
The helmets.
They're trying to push it to where we play it more like rugby, where there's like minimal protection.
I think it should be, to be honest with you.
Because you have guys running like, oh, I'm going to murder this guy with my body.
Yeah.
And they're running full force. And you would never do that because of self-preservation if you didn't have a bunch of pads helmet on. Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I wear a visor now is I've never taken it off since I had to. But, I mean, you can look at me and see I got my nose shattered. So you can see the redness here. And if you just look at my nose, you can see it's crooked. I've broken my nose like 6 times now.
From checks or pucks or
all
what?
sorts of stuff. That one was rough. A guy tried to baseball swing a puck out of the air and hit me right across the face.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God.
There was a minute 42 seconds left in the game too. I was gonna beat the shit out of him too.
Yeah.
I was bleeding from my nose. I knew what happened. I broke my nose several times, but like I knew it was broken instantly.
Yeah.
But I was gonna go over and beat the shit out of him. But I kind of knew him a little bit. I'd been playing against him for a long time, and he was instantly apologetic. I felt so bad, and it's the only reason I did to just go fucking just take this dude out. It sucked, but I also had words with him later on when I was more healed up and saw him again another game, and just was like,
what the fuck are you doing?
what are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You're acting like you're playing for the cup, and we're fucking doing this.
Yeah, not only that, but like how irresponsible.
Yeah.
If the puck's up in the air, grab it with your glove, dipshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are you swinging your stick to knock it
remember
out?
I saw an interview with some, retired NHL player, and they were talking about like, why is this okay? Why is it okay to beat the shit out of somebody in this game, but not any other game? And he talked about it. I'm like, he's like, you got to hold people accountable when a game can kill you.
Yeah.
And like, you can't have golfers beating the shit out of each other because there's no real risk.
Yeah,
but if someone doesn't play the game honestly in hockey, you can
Yeah.
fucking kill somebody. And so, and that's why the guys who play it exactly as accountable as you can,
Yeah.
like Gordie Howe and Yzerman, like
Yeah.
the guys who played the game, they didn't try to manipulate or tough guy their way through the game. They played it honestly. Like,
Yeah.
that's why those guys are legends.
Yeah. And then you get the guys that are unicorns, the Bob Proberts that were an all-star one year, but also led the league in fighting time and penalty misses.
Right.
Considered the best fighter of all time, but he still had like a goal, like a season with like 30 goals. What?
Right. How can you be both?
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the game is so much faster, and guys are so talented now. It's just, I hate to say that the goon is going away because the NHL is definitely trying to get rid of them. There'll always be a place though for guys that have to stick up for their all-stars, but it's not the 80s where like you could catch up with Wayne Gretzky. He wasn't fleet of foot. Try catching up to Connor McDavid. Like you're not gonna. That's why, like he can get hit because if you have a really good defenseman, they can put box him into a corner. But nobody's taking his head off open ice because they can't catch him.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the athleticism across every metric has just gone through the roof in the last 30 years.
Oh, yeah,
like
for sure.
Everybody is a super athlete that plays anything professionally. Even golfers. Golfers used to be fat, frumpy drunks. And now all of them look like CrossFitters. Right. Yeah, you have John Daly, who's like, but he breaks every fucking rule. Like he goes way beyond parallel.
Yeah.
He does all kinds of janky shit. He's just a slob.
Yeah.
But the average pro golfer now looks like a fucking CrossFitter.
Oh,
they all
for
have
sure.
They're all fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Like you look at Bryson. Like what?
Yeah.
Nobody looked like that 30 years ago.
6'5", like 240.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah, and he's like what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Overswinging like a motherfucker. He's like, oh, I'm 185. That's a pitching wedge. I'm like, fuck you. That's like my full driver. Just come back.
Well, I think the big thing now is it starts at the young age.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like like kid sports nowadays, like everything is so serious. Kids got to play 6 days a week. You got to spend $30,000. It's got to be travel. It's got to be this. Got to be that.
Yeah.
It's like the world was. If you want your kids to do anything in that sport, it's like you.
Okay,
Good luck.
so on that angle, as a guy who's chasing a dream but also has a kid who has a dream, where do you draw the line in your time versus their time?
I think my own perspective is, as a father, you have to play it by ear. You have to see how seriously he wants it. If that kid is so determined and he's given everything he has, then I'm going to do everything I can to back that up as his dad.
Yeah.
If he just likes it and wants to do it for fun, then I'm going to play it that way too.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I come. And,
I'm in complete agreement with
so
that.
yeah, I don't. It's like neither one of my kids play music. I got my daughter a guitar, and because she kind of showed some interest, but neither of them really have been like, I really really want to play. Outside of when they see me play, like because they want to do what dad does. But I've never pushed them in the direction of like, you should play this, you should do what I'm doing. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
My son only likes hockey. Yeah, I'm sure he's been shown hockey because I play hockey, but I never pushed hockey on him. He just was like fell in love with what he saw.
That kind of obsession where he's waking up to watch tape in
Yeah.
the morning. That's
ridiculous.
Dude,
He'll watch
you
like
can't engineer that.
No, yeah, he'll watch like at one time I'm not lying to you. He woke up like 5 minutes before me, and I heard him wake up. So I got out of bed, and he turns the TV on right before I walk out, and on the TV it's like the 1988 Oilers versus Islanders game, and I'm like, what are you watching? And he's like, the Islanders are playing the Oilers, and I'm like, yeah, and it's 1988. He goes, I know. And I'm like,
It's hilarious.
what?
Yeah, you can't engineer that kind of obsession.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. But so our oldest, he wants to do travel soccer, and I'm like, no,
Yeah,
like you're not working out.
yeah,
You're not running.
Yeah.
You're not watching tape. You're not doing anything that shows me that you care about this enough for me to sacrifice
Sure.
my free time.
Yeah.
And like, we already work our asses off at regular jobs, and we work our ass off on this podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can do rec league.
yeah.
Well, I'll go to the practices and the games for rec league, but I'm not.
Spending entire weekends.
My entire life.
Yeah, you
outside,
show me you're dedicated, and I will back you up
Right.
100%. But if you're not putting in the work, the effort, then
it's not happening.
yeah, then I'm only going to take you as far as you're going to take you,
Right.
and with that kind of, and that's fine too. If your kid wants to play, just my opinion, if your kid wants to play a sport, and they just want to do it for fun, that's great too.
That's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. I
No.
do a lot of shit for fun.
Yeah, and it's great too because at least they're getting exercise.
Yeah.
They're getting a cardiovascular workout generally. So it's like it's just
Sports
super beneficial.
Sports are gigantic for
Yeah,
everything.
for so many things.
For grit, for determination, perseverance.
Learning how to fucking lose.
You learn,
man, yeah.
I mean, it's huge for mental development. I
Yeah.
mean, also understanding that there's a mind-body connection.
Yeah.
I don't know where this athletes are just dipshit jocks
Yeah.
came from, but like I grew up like not caring at all about how I treated my body. And then like now that I'm getting older, I'm like I'm putting so much effort into my
I've seen
body
you lose
that
some
I'm
weight,
like,
dude. Congratulations
dude,
on that.
yeah,
Good for you.
6 pounds from 100 pounds that I've lost.
Good for you,
It's
dude.
fucking insane.
That's
But-
fucking awesome.
But like, dude, having this understanding of it as in my 30s, I'm like, God, I wish somebody would have been like, hey, go for a run and just see how you feel when you're done.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel great. It sucks while you're doing it.
Yeah.
But then like, it sucks during that period of time, but then the rest of the day you
Yep.
feel amazing.
Yeah.
Instead of just feeling
Yeah.
like anxious and depressed and shit.
I had
I
had recently reassurance given to me, which was massively needed. So I have a bad back, and I've been dealing with it for like 5 years now, where I have to basically the nerve pockets in my lower spine collapsed, and so they have to go and I get an epidural and they fill them back up. And yeah, it's not fun. Very stiff in the morning. It's sleeping. Well, my left side is kind of bothering me now, and it's going down the outside of my hip. It's pinching a nerve, and it's like so I got to go through all this crap. I got to get an MRI, and they send you to physical therapy generally whenever you get an MRI. So I went back to my physical therapist who I've had when my back first went, and it was awesome. He gave me reassurance that I needed because I've had so many doctors tell me like, you should stop playing hockey. You should stop playing hockey. You should stop playing hockey. And I'm like, no, like I'll stop when I want to stop.
Yeah.
When I decide it's time, that's when I'll stop. And my physical therapist goes, you still playing hockey? I said, yeah. He goes, don't stop. I went, really? He goes, don't fucking stop. I said, you think so? He goes, I'm telling you, dude. He goes, the benefits that you get through a cardiovascular workout, especially one as hard as hockey, where you can only go a minute and a half. It's so hard and so stressful on your body. He goes, they far outweigh any damage you're going to do to your back or think you're going to do to your back. He goes, you're playing a low impact sport, bro. And he's like, you're not running. He goes, if you were like running 5 miles or marathons, I tell you to stop instantly because it's hard compression on your spine.
Yeah.
He goes, you're gliding. He goes, that's why your legs are so big. He goes, that's why hockey players' quads are so ridiculously huge.
Yeah.
Because it's all legs, man.
It's like a stereotype that hockey players will have gigantic asses because they're like half bent over.
I had a physical therapist one time when I had knee surgery. This was like 15, 20 years ago. And I had a physical therapist. The first day I walked in, she goes, hockey or baseball?
Because you had a giant ass.
Yeah, because I've been told hockey players have the nicest asses.
Huge asses.
And
hockey players and autistic kids all have gigantic asses.
And so, she goes, hockey player or baseball player. And I went, huh? She goes, hockey or baseball? And I went, I was like, hockey. How do you know that? She goes, hockey players and baseball players have very built butts. She goes, and
she had to word it in a way that was.
Yeah.
Was it a crime?
I wouldn't have taken that anyway. But she put it nicely. But yeah, I mean, she wasn't wrong though. And it's so funny. The hockey ass is a thing. Yeah. It is definitely a thing. I'm like, I never even thought about that too until I was like out of high school and heard that being thrown around a ton.
Dude, I had to have knee surgery because I tore my meniscus running.
Yeah, dude, that's how my surgery was too. It was torn meniscus.
Yeah. So I had a twisting injury, and so the joint twisted, and then my meniscus split in half like a hamburger bun. Ooh. And then the bottom half flipped between my bone and my MCL.
That's rough.
So I was just in brutal pain.
Yeah.
Whenever it would flip,
it's a lot of nerves.
It would move around, and it would feel okay, and then
dude.
it would go in there, and I'm like, there was days where I was just like on the verge of tears, like I can't fucking move.
I can't imagine because like mine frayed and was rubbing, and that's what was causing my pain. So I can only imagine exponentially like that's what you dealt with.
Yeah, and like so I kept getting the it's an overuse, elevation, compression, heat, cold, whatever. No, fucking a year and a half it took for them to finally approve the MRI. I got the MRI. They're like, oh yeah, your meniscus is ripped in half, the bottom half flipped in between your bone and your MCL. That's why you're in excruciating pain. So, but what made me choose the doctor that I did is that I had like 3 doctors in a row tell me, you're not the body type to run. You're not the body type to run. And I'm like stop. Like I get like so I'm dumb. A thick guy. I get it. But this is a quality of life issue. Yeah. Like I love running.
Sure.
So if I can't run, it affects me mentally. It affects me physically. I'm going to run. No, you can't. You don't have the body type for it. You're a strong guy. You should be doing strong guy stuff. And then I go to this, and then I go to this, the most recent doctor, and he's like, that's how he worded it. That's how I learned how to phrase it because I didn't know how to articulate what I wanted to say. But he's like, if this is a quality of life thing where you need to do certain things, then we'll do what we have to.
Yeah.
And like we'll figure it out. Like we'll figure out how to be able to get you to have your quality of life. And you know what? If your quality of life is going to diminish so much, you run until you destroy that knee, and then we'll decide what to do after that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, all right, dude.
That's
With
awesome.
you in my corner, let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
And had the surgery, and it like knock on wood, everything's fine. Like once in a while it'll click, but like,
so
I'm good.
As a pipe fitter, you'll like how I tore mine. I had a 100-gallon hot water heater land on mine.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and luckily I was on a dolly.
Yeah.
And
did it tip or?
So I generally used to work for an apartment complex, and we'd have to take them out. And I was again big guy. I'm strong enough to where I could have one on a dolly, and I could hold it pretty still. I'd have another guy kind of guiding me, but I was strong enough. We were moving it upstairs, and it was snowy weather. And my feet slid out from underneath me.
Oh, fuck.
And luckily I was falling so slow, I was able to turn as I fell.
Yeah.
So when the dolly fell with the hot water heater, it fell on my knee, but it fell on my knee sideways instead of flat down, because that would have pushed my knee through the back of my leg pretty much.
Yeah. You got, so in that case, you got pretty lucky. So you did apartment maintenance?
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I did it for like 10 years.
So did I.
Got into
10 years.
Yeah, I miss it. You know what's crazy? If that paid any money, I would still do it.
I said that same thing.
I loved it.
I said the same thing. I was in redeck is what I did.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't do on-call shit. When people moved out of apartments, I went in, fixed everything up.
Yeah,
and
you flipped the units for or turnovers or
whatever.
Yeah,
we didn't paint. I didn't paint. I didn't do carpet. There was a couple other things I didn't do, but I didn't clean. But I did all the rebuilds.
Everything else.
Yeah, and I loved it. I got left alone, and I could fix everything, and it was awesome. You turned a piece of shit into a fucking beautiful new place
Yeah.
for somebody to live. But yeah, it paid awful.
Horrendous.
Yeah, awful, unfortunately.
I think the most I ever made was like 30 grand doing it.
Yeah, I would say, I think when I left, now keep in mind, this is like, God, 13 years ago, 14
Yeah.
years ago, I think I was making just $14 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like 28 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. If it paid, like, I'm in a fortunate position now. I make good money as a union pipe fitter.
Yeah.
If maintenance paid 3/4 of that,
Yeah.
I'd be a maintenance guy still.
Yeah.
Just because you go, I'll dig into a dryer and figure out why that's not working.
Yeah.
Or
And you're not on a time limit. I mean, you are somewhat when it gets like the turnover rate, like for
especially
me,
in the summertime.
Well, for me, it was like fall. It was late summer, early fall because you had the
Yeah.
college kids because I worked between 2 campuses.
Yeah.
So it was always that time where you're like trying to flip them, faster than what you need to be. But I always
Yeah.
told people, I'm like, you ever want a really nice apartment moving in the winter? They're like, why? I'm
the
like,
guy took his time
I'm
because
like,
there's 3 that month.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, and took our time to make it look awesome.
Yeah.
We spec'd it out, as much as we could.
Oh man, I miss the winter days where you're like, all right, I'm gonna put on a podcast, and you know what? I think I'm gonna caulk every plate cover just to make this place seamless, just because it'll be fun.
Oh, dude, yeah. My favorite was like if you saw rusted interior hinges or strike plates or doorknobs.
Take them off, brush them.
Oh no, I'd be all new ones for apartment.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
all
Oh,
new,
yeah.
all new brass.
Yeah,
Oh, it looked beautiful. So
it's
good.
so funny.
Yeah,
Dude, I loved it. If like I'll say it a million different ways. If that paid any more money, I would still do it for a
Yeah.
living. I loved it.
Yeah, and
There's
it's-
such a huge variety of what you had to do.
Yeah, and it's not even that you're not supposed to do things like that by any means. It's just when you have a fast flip, there are things that you have to put priority over others.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just the nature of what it was.
Yeah,
so
for
like,
sure. That's how I got the scar on my face, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was doing a work order, and well, we're at like 2 hours and 40 minutes, so we should wrap up soon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But I got my girlfriend at the time's friend's boyfriend a job. First of all, fucking don't do that.
Yeah.
Immediately, that's where the mistake started.
Yeah.
But so he calls me at like 3:45, 4 o'clock on the radio, and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm doing a toilet, and I can't." I'm like, "Why the fuck are you doing a toilet? We leave in like 45 minutes. What are you
Yeah.
doing?" I'm like, "All right, I'm on my way." So I go to he's got a toilet work order. It's leaking.
chiseling out the flange.
He can't figure out why it's leaking. And oh, dude, I would have killed him. but he
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Though.
yeah, dude. Oh my god, especially on some of the older units where there's like cast iron flanges. It's
Oh,
like, you
yeah.
fuck, what are you doing?
But even the PVC ones that get stuck and you have the interior
And
and
you
like you have to bust the lip off and then you
Yeah.
have to go through and chisel the inside out
fucking
too.
brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until I went and bought an oscillating tool for that purpose
Oh, yeah.
alone because it was just impossible.
Yep.
But so he calls me. I'm like, I can't figure out a mystery leak quick, but I can rebuild an entire toilet in like 10 minutes. So I'm like, let me just grab everything. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, they're super easy.
tank to bowl gasket, tank to bowl bolts, fill valve, flush valve, ball cock,
Ball
wax
cock
ring.
assembly.
Yeah, wax ring, everything. I'm like, I'm gonna replace everything on this fucking
Yeah.
thing. And so I get over there. I'm like, get out of the way. Shut the water off. Take the toilet off. Fucking rebuild the entire toilet. Put all new appliances in the toilet. Reset it. Hook the water up. Turn the water on. And we like, okay, holding pattern. And it's not actively dripping like it was. I'm like, all right, cool. I made progress.
I always did the paper towel test.
Paper towel test.
I always put paper towel down around the base of the
Oh,
toilet
and then
just
you
to make
could-
sure the wax ring held right.
Yeah, yeah.
And just like that way I knew
Yeah.
for sure. Like
So
it
like,
wasn't leaking.
so I turn the water on and we're like in a holding pattern. We're like, okay, it's not actively dripping. So like, we fixed something.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I don't know. I think I see another drip, and it's dripped off the bottom of the tank. I was like, okay, maybe I grabbed the wrong tank to bowl
I
gasket.
say yeah or not. Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I knew I had like fresh gaskets on the tank to bowl bolts. So I'm like, they're not leaking. So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, let me just like, so I
Yeah,
cranked.
sometimes that fucker's wobbly if you don't tighten them down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I
for sure.
cranked on the tank to bowl bolts, and the leak basically stops. We're like sitting there. We're like, okay, cool. Flush it a few times. We're watching it. I'm like, all right. And he's like, I don't know, man. Like the tank's still wet on the outside. I'm like, it's hot as fuck.
Condensation, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, there's 2 of us in a fucking tiny bathroom. It's, I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, I don't know. Can you take a look at it? And I lean down and just beep. My ears are ringing. I'm like, what the fuck? And there's water everywhere. And I'm like, oh, okay, my feet are getting wet. My knees are getting wet. So I jump
Whoa.
up. I shut the water off. And we don't have our shoes on. So I jump into the bathtub because my feet are getting wet. And I just happened to see like the tub surround was covered in blood. And I go, hey, did I get cut? And he goes, oh, fuck. Oh, God, there's just nothing there. I'm like, what? And I look, and I have a hole down to my muscle and my bone.
Holy shit.
I'm like, what the fuck? So the tank burst apart. So
Porcelain got you.
the porcelain got me.
No
and
shit.
it was, like the scar is like a third of the size of the injury.
Wow.
And it was like an inch away from my eye. So like, thank
That's
God.
crazy.
But
that pressure caused that.
dude, and it was because
mean,
I
I've had 'em-
cranked the fuck out of the tank to
Yeah,
blow
but usually they
bolts.
crack first, if that happens. And you
Yeah.
can see a leak when there's a crack, too.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's nuts.
So I think me sticking my head under the tank to like see it.
Yeah.
Maybe I hit it and it just like set it off.
Pressure.
Like, boom.
Yeah.
Because my ears were ringing from how loud it was.
Yeah,
like,
that's
in
gnarly.
hindsight. And I covered this poor lady's fucking bathroom with blood. I mean, like,
Jeez.
they severed capillaries in my face. So it was just like across the room. And he said that he found my, like, the section of my cheek on the ground when he was cleaning it up when I was in the ambulance.
Oh, shit.
But, and then this is why I quit maintenance. I text the property manager, who we all know is not in charge of us.
Yeah.
But they act like they are. I go, hey, I'm on my way to the hospital. Something happened. Let the owner know. And they're like, what the fuck? She's like, you can't take an ambulance. We go through Concentra. I'm like,
I don't give a shit.
are you fucking kidding me right
Yeah.
now? I'm like, I'm in an ambulance. Well, we don't use ambulances. Okay, hey, stupid bitch. Let the owner know that I'm in an ambulance.
Jeez.
And then as I'm there, she's blowing my phone up, guilt tripping me. The property management group is not going to pay for the ambulance ride because you didn't follow protocol. You have to go to Concentra first. I'm like, I'm in the fucking hospital.
Right.
And they're using chemical cauterizers to burn the capillaries in my
Jeez.
face so that I don't bleed anymore.
Yeah, what's Concentra gonna do?
Yeah.
Nothing. They're going to go, hey, you got to go to the hospital.
Right.
What the fuck?
Exactly. Right.
So, and then when I got back, I came back to work like 2 days later. And the first thing she does in the morning, like we're clocking in, I'm getting ready to start. I'm the maintenance supervisor. So I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. You're not my boss.
Yeah.
You're my coworker. Leave me the
Yeah.
fuck, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
First thing, she's like, the management company is going to send you a bill for this. I just want to let you know, like, they're going to send you a bill. I got hurt on the job. If I wasn't on the job, I wouldn't have got hurt. Therefore, they're responsible for my
Yeah,
medical bills.
exactly.
I'm like, this isn't even up for debate. And you're not the person who needs to talk to me about this.
Yeah.
And it became a huge fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Workman's comp is a thing.
I straight up quit. I was like, fuck you, I'm out. I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
done.
that's
I'm not going
gnarly.
to deal with this. Like, you're not going to guilt trip me for being hurt on the job. Like,
Yeah.
I almost lost my eye,
Yeah.
But,
That's insane, man.
anyway, we should wrap up. We're at fucking 2 hours and 45 minutes.
All good, man.
Dude, fuck yeah. Great conversation. And
Likewise.
I want to have you on again, but bring my brother because I feel like you
That'd be
guys, I'm not super into like music composition and,
Sure.
and video game music.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
I feel like you guys would be able to just fucking go.
Just
And I
riff
could
on
just,
it.
and I could just sit back and like take notes of what I should be listening to. So that'd
be awesome, man.
Yeah, we definitely got to have you
Love
on
it.
again. Yeah, this
sure.
is fucking blast.
Yeah. Likewise,
Hell
man. Thank you.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Where can people
socials
find
and-
you? What do you have coming up?
So I'm playing a lot this year on Mission. So you can find me on my website, especially if you want to see where I play. It's www.drewalkema.com. So it's spelled just like my name. It's DREWALKEMA. You can check me out on all my social media sites. So on TikTok, it's Music of Drew. Facebook, it's Music of Drew Alkema. Instagram, it's Music of Drew. I will be playing Thursday in Newaygo, Michigan at the Riverstop Cafe. Then the following week, I'll be in Kalamazoo, Michigan on Valentine's Day at Sit and Stay Winery. I will be in Grand Rapids at Cooster Brew House the following week because winter's a little slower. But then, yeah, and then it really starts to take up. I playing a lot around where I'm from, Grand Rapids. I'm kind of getting closer because it's, like I said, I have the kids, so if I can book closer to home, I will. But that being said, I still play all around the state. I've got a lot of new venues I'm playing this year. I got new places up in Leelanau. I booked a new venue there, Petoskey. So yeah, you can see I'll have the schedule loaded up this weekend. I usually wait until January's done because that's when, for those of you that don't know how musicians work, if you're booking for primarily a year, you're usually booking from November to January for the entire year coming up. So not everything is solidified with shows. And that's not to say that shows won't be added as the year goes because that always happens too. But the bulk of your stuff gets booked in January or November through January. So yeah, you guys can check me out all on there. And yeah, I'm always around. I'm always playing.
Yeah, we didn't talk much about your music, but we were listening to your music on the way over here, and you're good, dude.
Thanks,
You have really interesting compositions.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. The dual, I like a lot. That's
Thank
fucking
you.
killer, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So real quick on that, like that whole album is called. I recorded that in Quebec, actually.
Okay.
And that whole album is called the Goon Saloon.
Okay.
And I designed the cover, and a friend of mine from the UK actually just digitally created the design that I made. That whole album is kind of an Old West feel. When I wrote a lot of those tunes, I had never traveled south of the Mason-Dixon line. I don't like country music very much. So I have no idea where that like Old West style came from in my playing, but like just the way my picking developed, like it just came out of me. And like I have like a dozen tunes.
It's really good, dude.
Thank you, man.
It's
Appreciate
really
that.
good, and it does not at all come off like you're trying to tip the hat to something that's already been done. It's good.
Thank you.
It's good. It's standalone. It's good.
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
man. And that's huge. That's what I have to do to prove to people when I go play at venues. I have to bust that stuff out because it's like, listen, if you're not, if you're not huge into music or all that stuff, it's like you're not going to know what people can do with an acoustic guitar. And and in the last 30 years, like what some of these guys that I look up to still to the day that do with guitars, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
So if I can even get a fraction of what they do, like it'll open the average person's mind to like what can be done. If I start doing some hammering or I play upside down or I use my guitar and do some percussion in it, it's just elements that you layer. And we do it primarily because we don't have a band, so we need as much sound as we can to make the music there. But it just so happens that when you do it, it's also very hard to do and it looks cool as shit.
It does.
And so it helps out a lot. So
yeah. I tell you what, like, there's a lot of guys who will play without a traditional band and it feels like it.
Yeah, for sure.
But your sound it's that each one of those tracks is a full sound. Like it doesn't feel like it's missing anything.
Thank you.
And I got to be honest, as a drummer, there's like 3 groups that I've listened to where I'm like okay with them not having a drummer. Like the Mountain Goats Tallahassee album. Mm-hmm. There's no drumming in that album, and it's incredible. Yeah. Billy Strings, who you hate, so eat a dick. But Billy Strings,
I don't hate him per se. I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype.
Yeah.
I don't like his persona. I'm not saying he's not talented.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I get why people like him.
Yeah.
But if you saw what some of the guys do and what I do, they make him look like he just picked up a guitar.
Really?
Look up Luca Strigignoli sometime.
Okay, you're gonna have to spell.
Yeah,
that.
it's Luca Luca. It's Strigignoli. It sounds like almost like it's spelled like it's almost like it's not this Strigignoli or something like that.
Okay.
You'll find it. Yeah, you'll find it.
That'll get me there.
Anyway, this guy, his syncopation is inhuman, and he's a fingerstyle guitarist. He'll take 2 acoustic guitars. The one I recommend looking up first is Sweet Child of Mine. It's a cover of Sweet Child of Mine. He takes an acoustic guitar, he capos it, he puts it on his lap, or laying down, so it's face up. He's picking this guitar, so he's playing the melody, the do dee do do dee do dee do do dee do do dee do dee do, right? And he's doing that with one hand. Then he's hammering with just hands. So like you've seen the duo where I'm hitting the guitar and I'm playing the notes with one hand. I'm actually not picking it at all.
Yeah.
So you develop strength to hammer on, make notes with just your hand. His is out of this world though. He's sitting there and he's doing the vocal melody with one hand. So he's doing this. So he's syncopating the actual guitar line rhythm and the vocal line together. So he's doing the do dee do do dee do dee do, and then with his hand he's doing the she's got smile seems to be, and he's doing them both at the same time.
It's insane.
And then he'll bust out stop, and then he'll slide the capo up, and he'll play the solo with the drum beats in the solo too.
It's fucking awesome.
And I look at guys like that, and no offense personally, I don't know Billy Strings personally. He could be the greatest guy in the world. I have no hate for him. Yeah. I just hate the hype around him because like I said, if you put Luca in the same category, it's not even close. Yeah. It's not even close. And I understand they're a little bit different styles, and I'm not hating Billy Strings for what he does. I just hate the hype that people are like, he's the best guitarist ever to live.
Yeah. Well,
he's the best young guitarist around. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, I hate that. It's not that I hate him. I hate the hype and the closed-mindedness because there's so many guitarists out there who are just as young as him that are exponentially better with the acoustic guitar. And it shouldn't be a competition, but that's where the hype comes from.
Yeah.
It's when people say he's the best guitarist.
Yeah.
He's the best guitarist out of Michigan. He's the best. No.
Yeah.
No, he's not. I'm sorry. Not to say he's not incredibly talented. He absolutely is. I'd be an idiot to not say that. But I even had my friend from New York, the same one that said I look like from Michigan. He said the same thing. He literally messaged me one time. He goes, "What the hell is the hype behind Billy Strings?" And he's a New York guy.
Yeah.
I said, I said, I'm a Michigan guy, and I normally root for always Michigan people, and I'm not rooting against him. But I will say 100% to this day, Scott, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you're a bluegrass lover, then yeah, I'm not. So I can't speak from that.
I'm a huge fan of him because he's not initially a bluegrass guy. He's a metal guy.
Yeah.
Who then transitioned over to, like, he grew up playing in metal bands, and then he transitioned over to playing bluegrass. And then so there's these weird scales that are huge in metal but not big at all in bluegrass that he plays. That's why I'm like, dude, like he Away from the Mire, In the Morning Light, like he has these songs, Hide and Seek.
Yeah,
he
and
plays.
He's got a good voice too. Like, I'm not going to deny any of those stuff. You know, like, he's got a good voice. I don't like his persona. This whole like hillbilly thing going on. It's like, you're from Michigan. We don't look like that. We don't. You know, we're not. I don't understand where that's coming from. Like, so
yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I love that he does weird time signatures. I love that he does these weird dissonant chords, and like there's a lot of metal influence in it. I tell you what, I can't stand banjo music. I can't stand it. But Billy Strings, I fucking love. Well,
it's funny because somebody broke this down to me. One of my friends who's also from New York, actually, he told me, and I didn't even realize it. It was kind of epiphany. I have a claw hammer technique when I play. That's primarily a banjo technique.
Okay.
And I had no idea I was doing it. It just developed in my style.
Yeah.
And I knew how I was doing it. I knew what I was doing that made it sound so differently. I had no idea it was a banjo technique. And I had no idea it was called claw hammer until he told me.
Yeah.
I went, no shit. And then I listened to some of it. I was like,
oh, no way.
shit.
That's what I'm doing.
I was like, that is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I just, with the banjo, my grief with banjo players is like, hey, you don't have to play every fucking note. Just relax a little bit. Let the banjo breathe.
Take it down a
little
notch.
bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same. That's the same reason. And like, I'm a huge metal fan, but like when you get into like the black metal, it's like, dude, fuck.
Gonna need you to take about 20% off the top there, bud.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fucking dial it back a little bit here. Like, Jesus, you don't have to play fucking 1,500 notes every measure.
Yeah. Well, that's the same thing with lead guitarists nowadays too, with the YouTube. Everybody watch my sweep picking. Every guitarist, watch how fast I can sweep pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop it.
It's
a cool trick.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like
it's
unnecessary. There's 99% of the time.
There's no soul behind it.
What's that dude that he's this huge like alternative metal guy? I think he might be Asian. But he's this like savant guitar player.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about too.
He's like a beautiful man.
If he was gonna bother the shit out of me.
If he was a chick, like he'd be gorgeous. But he's
God,
he's a handsome guy.
It's gonna piss
neck
me
tattoos.
off. Yeah, it's gonna piss me off.
But
too.
His technique is incredible. But it's like, dude, you're
it's
doing
very different.
so much.
Yeah, it's very different.
There's also a guy buried alive that has like the most insane electric guitar sounds that he's like he makes the most insane noises come out of a guitar, but so like technically I'm like, this is amazing, but like I don't want to listen to it for enjoyment. I want to listen to it out of like amazement. Yeah, you know. And
the thing is too, the whole Billy Strings thing is like, I'm not trying to be a hater on this guy. Like that's not. I don't want that to come across that way. I'm just coming from a cynical point of view where I've seen guys that I think should get the hype that he's getting. Yeah. And it's not personal against him. It's just I've seen
I think the monster
being in the world.
I think the monster just is like people that are fans of music who are like real fans of music are a small minority of the listeners of music.
100%.
And then so like when a guy who's doing something completely different than the norm becomes a massive star, all of a sudden they're like, dude, look, a guitar player is a star again. Because for 15 years, it was like only rappers were stars.
But then you get the guys like me that go,
No, guys have been doing this for 30 years and they're better than this.
Right.
Like it's
Right.
not my fault you're naive.
Right.
You know,
Right, right.
Yeah. And that's where the frustration comes in. So that's why I
Yeah.
say it's not personal towards him.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's kind of like the when the monster took over for Greta Van Fleet, and everyone's like, "Fuck Greta Van Fleet, they're not even that good." I'm like, "Well, they're actually excellent.
Yeah.
They're just overhyped like a motherfucker
Yeah.
because there's 3 rock bands that are out right now that are putting out new music."
I'm curious about them too. I've always wondered. Somebody said that they were put together by a label.
No, that's not true. They're brothers and childhood friends.
Yeah, no, I'm not distinguishing that.
Yeah.
This is what I'm curious though. I know where they said they're from, right? But everything that says that they were playing in Grand Rapids and doing huge venues around the time they were dead, I was playing those venues. I never heard of them. I never saw them once.
Did they come up in Grant? Because they're
from Frankenmuth.
Yeah, I know they're from Frankenmuth,
But
but
they
they've
were-
also claimed that they've played a lot in Grand Rapids because there's huge venues like the Intersection and stuff where I used to play.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying I'm not their brother's keeper. I'm not saying they didn't play those venues. I'm saying if they played as often and as much as they did when I was there, no, they didn't.
Yeah.
No, they didn't, because I was playing the Intersection all the time with the biggest acts in
you
Grand
never
Rapids.
heard of them
and
until
I
they
never
were popped.
heard of them once.
Okay.
Not even close. Not even a dusting of a name.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. So
Same.
I question that.
Yeah.
They are
Same.
from Frankenmuth. I can confirm. My
Yeah.
friend went to high school with
Yeah,
them.
and that's why I said, and that's why I said like, the label put them together thing. I was like, that's not true.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie. I questioned some of the stuff and
wonder if they were
how
as-
they got to where they are.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I wonder if they were just discovered quickly because there are excellent songwriters and musicians. I wonder if they just popped quick. Because I'm pretty involved in local music, and
Sure.
I'd never heard of them until they popped.
Yeah.
It was like I
And
literally heard a song, and I
that's
was like,
and that's the thing, and that's unheard of.
Yeah.
If you're in the markets we're in, that's unheard of.
yeah, I've heard
You
of.
always hear bands before they get big.
Yeah.
You always do. Everybody knew who Pop Evil was before Pop Evil got big.
Yeah.
Everybody knew who they were.
Yeah.
I like I said, I played with their drummer before he was their drummer. I knew Pop Evil because I played a lot of the same venues they were playing at the same exact time. I was
Right.
there when they blew up.
Right.
I can 100% vouch for Pop Evil being where they were, how they are, where they are. Same with your Verve Pipe. You know, they're from the area too. Like when I was a kid, I can vouch for them.
I'm trying to get them on.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Trying.
Who have you talked to? You talked to Brian or tried to?
I don't know. I've talked to so many people, but just like that.
Every person I know that knows him says he's a very likable guy, and he's very. I know he's in the Grand Rapids area too.
I think I emailed them.
Who
but
is it?
the Verve Pipe.
Yeah, Brian's the lead singer, Brian Vander Ark. Yeah, I've never met him personally, but I know a lot of people that have met him or worked with him. And,
Yeah.
and they all vouch. They say he's like the nicest guy. Taller than shit too, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was gonna say something about. I was gonna say the only like local band that I found out about way late
Yeah.
that like completely blew my fucking mind when I saw them is I went to this random shithole bar in St. Clair Shores, and they're like, oh, they got like live metal bands every whatever. I'm like, okay, let's go see, like, let's go. And then 40 Below Summer played, and I'd never heard of them. And apparently, like if you Google like new metal, they're
Yeah.
like the 7th band that
Oh,
pops
really?
up out of like the.
That's
it's like,
crazy.
it's all of like the main bands, and then like
Yeah.
40 Below Summer will be up there. And I'm like, what? They're local Detroit group, huge new metal band, never heard of them.
Yeah.
And then I'm just at this shitty hole in the wall like
funny.
like bar with
Yeah.
that's like separate. There's like a plexiglass wall that separates the regular bar from like where the music is played.
Yeah.
And like the standing room is about as big as our studio here, and there's just a huge stage, and they blew my face off. I'm like, holy fuck, this band's amazing.
Yeah.
Why are they playing here?
Yeah.
Like I just got hammered for $7. Like why the fuck are they? Why aren't they playing like at least like the Machine Shop or something?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking.
There's a place in Battle Creek that I played with when I was with my band, and I always forget the name. I always ask my lead singer when I revert to it because he always remembers, because I don't think it's there anymore. But we played there, and we played with a couple of bands from out of state, and they were good. They were really good bands. But when we got to this place, it was like this lost gem of where every major rock band has played ever, and it's not even that big. It wasn't. It was like capacity was probably 250. But you go there and there's signatures and pictures and signing of all these huge bands that like came through and played this venue, and they had a roadie there who was the most ornery son of a bitch ever. But I had the best sound of my life because he worked with all these bands when they came in to give them their sound, and it was just like this little whole, like, and we didn't know anything about it when we went there and played there. It was just a show we were getting on with a couple of bands, and it was unreal. It was like, I mean, name a famous like rock band from the 80s through like whatever the early 2000s, and they were there, and they had their name or stickers or some picture or something there, and you're like, what the shit?
What is this place?
The first one that caught my eye when I first saw it was Skid Row. And I was like, Skid Row is here.
Yeah.
I was like, that is gnarly, dude. I was like, that is insane.
That's awesome.
It was so cool though, just to be up on that stage where all these people played, and you're like,
See,
you didn't even know.
My going, like, my mecca would be like going to the Comedy Store in LA.
Yeah.
And like just seeing like all the signatures of the dudes that I was obsessed with growing up, you know. Man, I would love it. I mean, so yeah, that's got to be. I could put myself in those shoes and be like, dude, what? These people were here.
Do you know the comedy scene in GR at all? So the big one is Dr. Grins.
Dr. Grins?
Dr. Grins. That's
Okay.
where all the huge comedians come in that aren't selling like arenas out.
Okay.
You know, but like we have Laugh Fest. You ever heard of Laugh Fest?
I've heard of Laugh Fest,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a big, huge thing. It's going on, like, I think it starts in March or whatever. That's where like a lot of, you know, they put on a bunch of different comedians, and so Dr. Grins hosts a lot of them.
Yeah.
So they're in the Bob, which is the main, huge restaurant downtown GR, right across from Van Andel Arena. But yeah, if you're ever trying to see the comedy scene from GR's standpoint, like that's the place to go.
Yeah.
Dr. Grins.
Yeah, I mean, we need excuses to like venture out a little more. So I would like to. I have never been to Grand Rapids. and
That's insane.
I've never been to the West Side at all.
I know, that's nuts, man.
Like the furthest I've gone is Lansing, basically.
Really?
Except for like when you start going up north, I've gone to like Sutton's Bay and Traverse and whatever.
You've done the
you know.
peninsula.
Yeah, I've done the peninsula.
Which you have to. It's rite of passage as a Michigan.
Right,
I
yeah,
think.
like the
Been to Fishtown. Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
The Bluebird Cafe.
Have you checked all the right boxes, bitch? Fishtown, Leland.
Did you go to Bluebird? Did you do that Bluebird? Bet you had a Bluebird, didn't you? So true.
Okay, we are officially over the 3-hour mark.
Cool,
we
man.
got to wrap it up.
Yep, it's all good.
Dude, thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Peace.
See you guys.
Not
Bye.
survival. It's finding purpose in what you love. I'm pumped to be branching out and being like, hey, we're gonna sit down and have a couple-hour podcast. Is it?
Is it, dude? Jesus Christ. Just like talked for 5 minutes. I'm like, is it though? I've always been inspired by this shit.
Yeah. Dude, that pizza was so greasy.
It was disgusting.
It was not disgusting.
Disgusting. Good times, Noodle Salad.